All right, welcome to another cast here on MechWarrior Online Leagues number 2. This is Therax. Joining me is Krasnopesky. And we have Intersphere Coalition Season 6. This is a Division B match between MESA, SWOL, AHNI, and Black Omen. Looks like teams are both ready to go, so let's not hold them up. And we're launching. No. Yeah, I haven't been catching all that many matches so far. Yeah, so Mech Enjoyers, their main team finished, I believe it was 6th place in the recent World Championship Series, and their second team was a 8th through 12th finisher. I don't remember what their position was. And then the other players that are mixed in there, it's players from a team I was on, which was Lasagna Lancers Mondays, renamed to Lasagna Enjoyers, which had a top 25 finish. I don't remember exactly what position it was in. So veteran players, a bunch of them have played together in various different combinations, but not necessarily all together before. We'll see who is actually showing up today. And then on the opposing side, Black Omen, they've got veteran comp players, lots of experience there. I'm looking at the red team, Black Omen. Kitchen sink, heavy machine gun, medium X pulse, and SRMs. They've got a flamer on the javelin with a medium X pulse laser. Trying to see if there's anything else funny going on. Well, can't catch the builds. Large X pulse on the Chargers, so yeah. Drop tonnage on here is 275 for this drop. So that's a lot of tonnage to invest into those pair of Chargers. They're going to have to put in a carry. We've got SRMs, ERMEs with a binary on the Blackjack. Oh, the Blackjacks. I know they've been playing that in quick play as of late. Large X pulse, medium X pulse. Positioning for a receive. I don't know. I'd have to look in the mech lab for that. Those locusts, that's the SRM locust, isn't it? Okay, that'll be high DPS. Probably runs somewhat hot though, I would think. It's a push. Yeah, Chargers are looking to push here right now, making a big move. Whereas the MESA SWOL AHNI is definitely set up to receive. Good try's already down to 72%. Don't know where he is. Still has both legs. So, just needs to get out. Probably something's open on that. Center torso. Yeah. I'm maybe rather take CT damage than leg damage in a light, but that's a little bit sketchy there. Yeah. That hitbox isn't exactly small. Big strike coming in here. There it is. Okay, missed both chargers. No one's gone down yet. Lots of skirmishing here. Now the Blackjacks are being full engaged on. Javelins with machine guns firing. Looks like Longbow Blue has been legged and down. A lot of damage onto DJ in the Tin Man, which is the Hatchetman hero. Rear side torso goes down. Now what do we got? Yeah, looks like from the rear as well, but the legs are the focus target. The fight is going the way of Black Omen. There's still a little bit more that can be done here. I don't think there's enough firepower remaining to take out those heavily armored Chargers. They look relatively healthy to me. Blackjack's open leg, Hydro Kyle legged, and he'll be down. Luminous is legged in that charger. That could be a kill that Mad Cat could pick up, but Mad Cat's already got an open leg. There's no carry here, I don't think. Does pick up the kill. No points for the kills, though. It's all about drop wins. But JP Django, both legs open on that flea, 55%. Red Panda, open leg in the Osiris, and the Charger, 78%. I'm sure that it's more or less rosy. Yeah. Pretty clean. Yeah, clean win. I'm thinking that maybe the Blackjacks didn't really have the proper sightlines on that receive. They did have the binary laser with ER Meads, so they didn't have the DPS once the brawl started. That's probably the weakness there, just didn't get the early damage in with the Blackjack positioning. Yeah, and the Charger's a very tanky mech. They were playing a receive deck, so they weren't really using the speed. Yeah. Those 100-ton mechs, those 80-ton mechs, it's a lot of tonnage to invest in a 275-ton drop. So they're not really putting up the biggest damage numbers. Carries on JP Django. I don't know if a strike in there for that 360 damage. Just lowish damage numbers in both teams, but a lot of light mechs there. So we are going on to the next map. Next map is, I'm just going to double check, Emerald Vale. Yeah, I can pop up a map room here if we want to do some Etch-a-Sketch. I don't think there's... Yeah, there's nothing to discuss there. Anything to look forward to on Emerald Vale, perhaps? Alright, I sent you a link if that's what... yeah, I'm just gonna... So Emerald Vale, we're playing 3-cap Conquest, which means that we're doing these side caps. What color shows up on here? Pink. Pink shows up. So yeah, Epsilon, Theta, Kappa. Basically, teams are going to move to either Epsilon or Kappa with their main force, I would expect. Our tonnage limit here... Oh, come on. Okay, I need to double check my settings. Okay, come again. Try Discord again. No, it's not going. Why is it not going? I don't know. Sometimes these things just hate me. I can try and do a new audio source again. All right, try it now. No, it's not going. So it doesn't want to. It worked earlier today. That's the thing. Like this is a little bit finicky. Okay. Now what I can do is I can switch to desktop audio. All right, try it now.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it just takes out my ability to control things, but I can. Need some of these other audio sources, and then there we go. All right, so I lose my sound mixing, but yeah,
Okay. No. Yeah,
better
fix that
than
later.
not working. I literally had a cast like 3 hours ago and it worked. So 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, I don't know.
Let's see how we're going. Team's ready up.
All right, I had the map room up. Teams still aren't ready, so yeah, basically I'm expecting teams to go to the side of the map, and if they're gonna play range, they're gonna go to a side and play range with the shelf, and then maybe some stuff around Theta. But if they're playing brawl, they're gonna go to the side because they're expecting their opponent to play range, and yeah, I expect in the higher divs that they're more or less gonna ignore Theta initially. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I wonder if which way they'll swing. I don't know these teams well enough.
yeah, it's
To really comment.
375 tons, so that's not fast decks in my mind.
Oh, you can definitely push though, but in this map, it is pretty open.
Yeah,
You could potentially go for a brawl push, and then like if the enemy team is
yeah. The one
going range
team,
and holding, you can try and hold the theta and the other side cap.
yeah, but Black Omen burned 2 of their charges already. They're limited to 3 for the drop for the match, and I'm not familiar with smoke adders or mech enjoyers playing the charger at all, so not expecting it out of them. Out of
There's a lot of other options though. I mean, the triple catapult push has been pretty strong in these drops.
yes, again,
So you
not
could.
something that I've seen smoke adders or mech enjoyers do in the past. So I don't know. They could surprise me. I haven't exactly kept up with these guys to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Teams are ready. So both these teams did not have a win in their first week match. So they're looking to get back into swing of things here.
Was they close matches?
One of them was a 4-1 victory for Sky Rangers Terra over MESA SWOL AHNI, and then the other one, I'm taking forever to load in here, so I can check that. Black Omen Fjord beat Black Omen 3-2. So yeah, relatively close. I mean, you have drop wins, so always something. I'm taking forever to load. Have I crashed?
Radio cast, bit of a different style.
It's still spinning, so
I'm loaded in, but the dropships haven't come yet. The
yeah,
dropships are coming now.
oh great. Oh, there I am.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Made
in.
it. Okay, I'm going to say Omen. Omen has, let's have a look at their mechs. Omen's got, yeah, definitely a trade deck. They've got a
Pair of
6 CR large
javelins.
stalker, 6 CR large stalker, large pulse light machine gun arrow, blackjack arrow.
I'm
They've got
liking the
a
stalkers.
Lama Linche, which is very long range quirk, 3 large, 1 Gorse. And then they've got light PPC, light machine gun javelin, and a light PPC, light machine gun javelin. Okay, so they're very ranged. Even their wolf pack is like mid range, right?
And they're going up top because they want to trade range. They're just sending a couple mechs to Theta. Whereas the MESA SWOL AHNI has gone up top with Flamers and SRMs on the Huntsman. Mead Blackjack with that binary large laser. Again, same build that they ran last time. Stalker 7D, pair of binaries, so mid range. They do have a Charger Hero, which is large X Pulse, medium X Pulse, and one Stalker 5S. Now, that is half as many Stalker 5S as their opponents, so that cannot win the long range trades unless if something wild happens.
I think MESA has lost the mech lab here. That doesn't mean they'll lose the match, but they're definitely at a disadvantage because they've gone
Yeah.
sort of a mixed receive deck. which means they're not going to be great at pushing, and they're
Well,
not going to be great at long range trading.
they'll have to find a flank somewhere because,
Yeah. Oh, they
yeah,
can still definitely do it, but
they
it's just
have
they're
that
at a
SRM
disadvantage.
flamer, which could be pretty good in close. But yeah, definitely a lot of mid range on their deck. Even the
Oh,
large
Mad
X
Cat's
pulse,
already
I
pulled
would.
Theta though,
Oh
and
wow,
they still and Omen still doesn't have Epsi. Oh, because the Stalkers are slowly trundling over there.
I don't think
Yes,
caps are where it's gonna go though. Just the way that these have been playing out, pretty brawly. Even at the higher levels, I don't think we're gonna see caps be the ultimate decider.
Emerald's a pretty cappy map. If it depends how it goes, it could definitely happen. We'll have to see.
iPanda, if he can get out, there might be a couple pulses here. A little bit of damage from those large X pulses onto iRed Panda. 10%, but
Yeah, but
probably spread.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's very spread. Yeah, and good scouting because he saw those aggressive Wolfpack mechs
Yeah, so it's a little bit
moving
of a
up.
three-pack here with the SRMs and the mid-range Vomit out of the Charger Blackjack making a move. Stalker's sitting up top. The second Stalker has dropped down to join that push, but is way far behind. Then Mad Cat's doing some harassment here, just buffering for Theta, I suppose.
They got up really easy. Misa's mechs got up basically for free.
Yeah, they still have to find an angle though to get that. Like Hydro Kyle right now, kind of walking into the open, but nobody's. It might be torso pitch issues here for the Stalker Banshee combo even. This cliff is
I think
really
the
quite
Stalkers will be
high.
fine. Look, they're moving down to this ridge where it's very open.
Caps are ticking though. It's a 2-to-1 cap situation.
Yeah, they've done well, Misa, so far with their positioning to move up and put pressure and then take over Theta like that. Now it's on Omen to try and do something about it. I would have liked to see Omen get their traders up a bit quicker and punish those movements better, but they didn't. One trader versus
One
three.
one thing from Omen here is that their lights have just been giving ground, giving ground, giving ground, like backing off of Theta, just continually backing up. Now it makes sense because they have the stronger Overwatch. You don't want to lose a light or something early, but they're giving up a lot of map area to that mid-range push, and then also the caps are continuing to tick. I mean, I don't. There's still 11 minutes left, but at some point you have to get an all kill to take the additional caps, Sigma, Gamma. Those are off limit till the entire enemy team is dead. So a 2 cap to 1 advantage for a significant period of time. It does start to eventually get to an area where you don't have time necessarily to get those caps back.
So we have some movement over here on the flank. We've got the Charger and the Hellspawn
Yeah, Javelin's
moving up
looking
a
for
little
it,
spot.
but they're just
And the
sitting at the moment.
Javelin, yeah, he's scouting. Is he going to see them? Hopefully looks.
I think
He's not looking.
MESA SWOL Annie seems to
He
be
saw them now. Yeah, he saw them now.
a little bit just content to run caps. iRed Panda's got a red armored leg now, though.
I see. Yeah, he got punished there.
How are the trades going from Djangus here? 70 some percent, 79%. Yeah, no, it's scratch damage, even trading 2 for 1. What is that, like
He's got
1500 meters or something?
red armor torso so far, so he's all
Zoom
right
in
still
here.
as a stalker.
Take a peek. What kind of range are we looking at? 1600, 1700 meters there on that trade. So, yeah, I mean, the Banshee's probably putting out full damage. It's got those, what is it, 15% range quirk?
Lama Linje is 25%, I think.
25%. Wow. So yeah, that'll probably still be doing near full damage, but everyone else, those stalkers, even with a T-comp 8, their optimal is nowhere near 1600 meters. So they're doing, I don't know, probably third damage each burn. Chargers continue to work the flank here. The issue here that I see with the Charger and Hellspawn is that they could get counter dove and they don't have any backup. Okay, Spider is in the vicinity, can probably make that jump up or is climbing up, but something like the Blackjack from Hydro Kyle can't get back up that cliff. That is a big cliff. So um, there isn't a lot that could be thrown at them from Black Omen, but Blackjack and a pair of
Omen's
javelins,
positioning right
maybe.
now is terrible.
Yeah, they're
Look at
just
them all.
giving
They're bunched
ground.
up in a corner. Yeah, yeah. They need to put some pressure on somewhere.
I mean, it would be hard to counter
Arthurian just
push
got
with the
some nice
Stalker
damage in the
Banshee, but
CT. The number sevens are very. Yeah, but they have to. Like, if you look,
yeah,
they're very spread out. They've given up their epsilon cap now, basically.
It's going to be 3 cap to none. That is
Yeah.
still 8.5 minutes, but that the caps are starting to matter. And these stalkers making that rotation in the low ground, they don't have the sight lines when they're down there. They could get harassed to death while they're getting strung out by their team. And the
I
terrain
don't
they're moving
yeah,
to isn't even
I don't think they have
useful.
the time. I don't think they have the time to do what they're doing
No,
right
they're
now.
making a 2-minute long push here to push out the single stalker on the opposing side, which that stalker doesn't even matter. They're losing the
Well, no,
Testaclops
I think
here,
one of the lights could go and kill him and take that cap, right? I
probably.
think that would be a good move, but
But
at
if
the
they
same
sent both their
time,
lights, the rest of their team would get jumped there in
yeah,
response.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
um, you said that MESA SWOL Annie lost in the mech lab, but tactically it's working out quite brilliant here for them.
Oh, yeah, they definitely were at a disadvantage in the mech lab, but they've just made it work, and Omen didn't punish them at all
I mean,
with
Dejang is
their range.
64%, nothing open. He knows he's dead. He's looking the right way, but caps are at 430 to 164, 3 cap to none. Dejang is making a last stand here.
Yeah, so he's done his job anyway. He
Yeah.
traded 3 for 1
And if he can
and
get
held that cap for that long.
a leg off that javelin would go a long ways. I mean, ER large stalker against machine gun javelin, that's not a lot of fun.
I don't think he'll get a leg.
Nah, he's getting just torn to pieces. That's it.
Yeah, but now the counter push is going to happen.
Counter push is
No,
taking its
not really.
time.
It's sort of slow. Yeah.
Testaclops is making it somewhere. Still got a
Yeah, they're
minute of
rotating
walking to
away. He's
get.
going to get. It looks like he can get caught by that hellspawn, but no, Nier's backing off now.
They could
They,
dive him, but they also don't need to. Like that stalker's
yeah,
out of the fight where it is.
yeah.
How is Villain doing? Villain's at 69%, nothing
521
open.
caps with 630. I think Omen at this stage need to kill the whole team and just cap everything. And I don't see that happening in the time.
Yeah. Tactical win for MESA SWOL Annie, unless if we got a counter push here. Mad Cat is doing some fencing in that spider. Spider's got weak legs, but is getting out. Villain's taking a beating. Open side torso on the Stalker 7D. JP Django 67%, putting in some harassment. Open center torso on that javelin. Red Panda, open both legs and open arm. There are weapons in that arm. Villain's counter pushing, and Nier is kind of coming in to back up. Could get a little bit more aggressive here, I would think, but Red Panda goes down. That would be a double leg kill. Villain still has that side torso. Doing a good job keeping that alive.
Yeah, I think it's the Stalkers have to push now,
Yeah,
whereas they should have pushed before. Like, instead of backing away, they should have just received.
maybe back on that flank against that charger. Try to do a counter
Look,
push.
Unfearing's doing a flank on the assaults.
Getting in on the rear. JP
Yeah, I
Django's
wonder
making a dive here. Last stand of the javelin. Doing a good job dodging the SRMs that are coming out from near. 25% on
that's
that javelin before it goes down. Testaclops is in the fight.
yeah. All the Ermin's Wolfpack are dead now, so even if they win the fight, they lose on caps. They
Yeah,
won't be
it's
able
a
to get. They won't be
630.
able to get Epsilon. Yeah,
Testaclops is in a duel with Villain. Villain's got the better build, but is already halved. Goes down. Testaclops wins that. Open center torso, open side torso. And we have Lavadashi getting reared out. Nobody to protect the back on that mech. Testaclops, last one up. Does get a leg off Mad Cat. Can they pick up the
Oh,
kill?
he's one touch. One touch. Oh, he missed it.
Good job leg shielding there. I would take it.
Uh,
Unfearing's got jump jets on that charger. I'm not
Hellspawn is
familiar with that build. Oh, it's legged. Huh.
is legged as well. Both are legged. Yeah. And Unfearing's open CT. So it was pretty close in terms of
Yeah.
the Spider's one touch leg.
The fight maybe
Well,
is close, but the tactics were not.
no, not at
Tactical
all.
win
Yeah.
was decided long before the fight.
Yeah.
But it's a good match.
Yeah, the Omen Overwatch took way too long to get up and then didn't do much when they're up there. And then they made a wrong move. You can't rotate on Emerald like that. It's too far for slow trading assaults. Well played, Misa. Oh, good, 1-1.
All right, mix of unit tags, but they look about right. And then we're redoing the same map for anyone who's unfamiliar. They're playing just switching team sides, then playing the same match. Not the same match, but the same map over again. Same tonnage, everything's the same. Just doing it.
I wonder if we'll see the same strats or if they'll switch it up.
You know, they can't run the exact same strats because of the mech chassis limit. The 2 stalkers are used up, so they're down to 1 stalker. They could substitute in another mech that is similar.
The Battle Master's basically identical.
Yeah, or they could tweak the deck a little because they probably have to change up on their lights. I think they're out of. I think Black Omen is out of javelin, so they could maybe take a flea and a corsair instead of the stalker javelin or something. But there are other mechs that do the same role, so they can't run the same drop deck, but they can run the same strat. Whereas on the MESA SWOL AHNI side, they've burned 1 charger total, I believe, so they definitely could use another. And they're out of blackjacks, I believe, but I haven't been impressed by the blackjacks, so there might be something. Maybe they could use a Hatchet Man or I don't know, Phoenix Hawk. Not quite the same role, but they could make adjustments, make it work.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Omen just completely push now and like switch it up completely. We'll have to see. A lot of MESA are not in the lobby right now. I wonder what they're doing.
You hope that they aren't doing mech labbing, but they might be. I don't know. Like, there's nothing that different that they would be.
Okay, Omen almost ready.
Over something here. I guess I've got the map strat up. I mean, if teams are rebuilding their mechs, then might as well. I want to use the proper team sides. Team sides was MESA SWOL, AHNI. They went to, I think both teams went to the right. I mean, that's natural inclination. And we had a big old trade drop set up over on Epsilon versus just a single mech trading from Kappa for MESA SWOL, AHNI, and they sent some stuff toward the center around Theta. Saw that they had a large number of mechs on the opposing shelf, made a push. And then there was a rotation, that big old long rotation. But the opening moves, both teams wanted to play range. Just one team brought more range than the other. 3 mech for Black Omen that went out to Epsilon versus just the 1 stalker with ER larges for MESA SWOL, AHNI. They had another stalker that was more mid-range join the mid-range movement.
Oh no, I wouldn't say both teams wanted to play range.
I would
MESA brought mid range.
I would say they brought a receive deck.
Yeah, but yeah, it was mid range though.
Yes,
like they had 1 long range mech and the rest were mid range.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It was like, yeah. So one team brought long range, and the other team brought mid range, and then the long range team let the mid range team take the map control and the caps. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was the issue. Like the Overwatch for the long range team didn't get in place enough, like quick enough to punish attempts on the middle cap and the approach. And once that happens, once the mid-range team is within mid-range, well, they obviously have a big advantage then. So that was, for me, the main mistake. They must have those stalkers going really slow, and got up there really, like, took a long time. That is one advantage where you could use, like, for example, a Battle Master, which can take a much larger engine to get there
Yeah.
quicker. Yeah. And traverse the map. And rotating those stalkers is just a thing that would never work. They needed to stay in C3 and hold Epsilon. And honestly, they at some point they probably need to counter push, even though they had EL large.
Yeah, that's my question here. The one is that the light's giving up the ground because Black Omen had, um, they had a decent wolf pack with the javelins, but they backed up to like the single spider, backed up by to an extent by the SRM Hellspawn, I believe it was, and they just kind of conceded Theta. Now there's no way that they would be able to maintain Theta once like if the Blackjack came over or something like that, but it felt to me like they maybe gave it up a little bit prematurely, too eager to get
Well,
behind their Delta 3, Delta 4 ridge line.
they
And
had
then
to get behind there though because
the mid range.
Misa's Overwatch, no, not the mid range, even
Okay.
the stalker had got in place so it could see the sight line through where the spider was pushing
Yeah,
Theta.
but if the
Yeah.
stalker's busy shooting down at stuff at Theta, light mechs particularly, where they're just kind of splashing damage, and they end up standing still or something, there's two stalkers and a banshee that
No,
could just lay
that's the
into them.
problem though. That was the problem. The stalkers weren't there.
Okay, yeah. Then I guess my second.
The stalkers were still moving in Charlie Fall when that feeder part was happening.
Okay,
That's why they had to leave the ground.
right.
That was the whole reason I was saying that
And
was
then
the
they have
big
no way to
mistake.
get back in because the
Yeah, and
second
then they can't
stalker's
get back
dropped and
in.
the
Yeah,
blackjacks.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was the big
Okay,
problem. If their Overwatch had been in Charlie 3 and Charlie 4 set up, watching theater, watching that stalker, that wouldn't have happened, and that would have been fine, and that's where the advantage could have been found. But because that they were so slow getting into position, and
yeah.
MESA was so like reacted correctly basically to put pressure and take theta and take the mid ground. By the time they got established, it's like you either have to try and let
And
MESA make
then
mistakes and chip away at them, and then somehow win through that,
just a
or
real quick
you
question
lose.
here. For the counter push, would that have been instead of retreating down the Charlie 3 ramp for Black Omen, doing a counter push into the Blackjack, Hellspawn, and Charger in Charlie 4, just smashing into their all 6-on-3, 6-on-4? Or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
see a
yeah.
different counter push?
No, that had to be the only play I think
Okay.
at that stage, and you have to count on MESA not reacting appropriately or not being in position
Yeah.
appropriately and taking a because you're doing a disadvantage, right? Pushing a long range deck into a mid range deck like that.
Yeah.
But you just had to do it at that point and hope it worked. You probably couldn't take all 6 mechs because that would mean the stalker would notice the mechs in Charlie 3 are not there.
Okay.
So you'd have to leave 1 or 2 and try and go 4 and hope that they've only got 3 there or something, or hope that you pick up a quick kill. Yeah, already that stage. That was a pretty desperate time already, even
Yeah.
though it was
Something
quite
had
into
to be
the
done
mid
though.
game. Yeah, but it was a point where you needed to make something happen. Anyway, we're in the next match.
Yep.
And I want to see if the teams opt to change. So Omen took long range, MESA took mid range. Let's see if they switch it up once
This
the
time
mechs
I'm
are in, of
not the
course.
person holding up the match start. I loaded in quickly this time.
You can actually go out to the drop ships and
Hmm.
you can see which mechs they have.
Oops.
So MESA has Enforcer, 2 Crusaders, a Stalker 5S again, a Charge number 7 again, and a Spider.
If I'm seeing the drop ships, they're supposed to be here somewhere.
They're right in the back of the
Oh,
map.
there
I
we
can't
go.
actually click on the mechs yet, but that's what they've got.
There's the drop ships.
I'll come in a minute. I won't go
They're
to Omen.
flying in. Now I have to find the map.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And Omen, yeah, Omen has 3 Highlander 732s and 3 fire starters.
There we go. Classic Enforcer. Smoke Adders bringing that ER large Enforcer.
They're long range with brawl in a way. These Highlanders on Omen. They're 3 are large, 1 Gorse, but they've also got 3 SRM6.
That is a lot of range that MESA SWOL AHNI is bringing.
And then Omen has 2 ER large on all the fire starters. 6 smalls, 2 ER large fire starters.
So these are bracket build Highlanders. Good to see the bracket builds back in MechWarrior Online. Fire starter with ER large. Are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I just distracted. I'm sorry.
You're repeating everything I just said.
Is controlled by the enemy.
Your large fire starters. I'm not familiar with that.
have possession of Kappa.
They're 2 large 6 smalls. It's just a way to get extreme range on a
How
IS.
slow do they
Like,
run?
they won't run super slow. Not super slow.
Trying to get a speed here. I jumped into a cockpit, but they're just jumping back and forth. They're not telling me. Well,
They wouldn't. They'd run pretty quick, but they won't have many heat sinks. But you don't need them.
okay. So what do you think by quick? Like 120, 110?
No, I can't tell you for sure. It depends how you build it. But yeah, they're
All
going
right.
to run over 100. Definitely.
Just see if one of these guys will let me see what this top speed is. 131.9. So
Yep.
132. That is
Yep.
faster than I'd expect.
Yeah. No, like I said they go pretty fast. You skimp on the heat sinks with that.
I've seen this enforcer positioning before. Great position that smoke adders used to use on occasion. So like
Smoke
3 times I actually played this.
Enforcer is a classic for them.
Yeah. A lot of range here on MESA SWOL AHNI.
Mhm.
But that Charger is kind of bringing their mid-range push here, with backed up by the Crusaders lurking around Theta.
It's
Just
a
kind
good
of
deck. I
content
like
to
it.
run the caps.
Crusader, yeah. Crusaders obviously do a lot of damage. Chargers very tanky.
The Crusaders have
Also,
2 different builds. One of them is ERPPC, the other is binary large laser.
yeah. So one mid range,
That
one long range.
that's probably just personal pilot preference, not something super meta gamed out.
Yeah, yeah. You can make both of those builds work. Um, yeah. I don't think that that's a particular.
We've got a
Either
drop
build will
down.
work.
Black Omen's going to be making a move here. They're pushing up with the Highlanders, a little bit spread out, but definitely making a push.
This stalker position's great from villain at the back of the map here. Can he see anything though? I don't think he can
Let's
see
check
anything.
that.
No, he can't. He can only see the ridge, so
Oh
he's gonna have to
no.
move up. He's gonna have to move up. Actually, he's out of position now.
Yeah,
Look at
that is going to be a significant amount of time that they are not going to be in the fight.
Are they gonna be able to catch out anything with these Highlanders? That's the thing I'm
I'd
thinking about.
expect no, but they're going to get Theta because the Stalker's out of position, so everyone's going to have to back off from MESA SWOL AHNI. If they, yeah, they're making a move here. I think they're just going to give Theta. Um, they've already got a decent cap lead.
I mean, that spider could just go and get Kappa now. I'd be very tempted to do that if I was that
It's
spider.
the only light on MESA SWOL AHNI. The fire starters are not set up for close combat from Black Omen, but they still have those small lasers. That is a lot of DPS. This push is just continuing to move here. They're just ignoring Theta and continuing to make the push. Is that Stalker in position? They're still climbing. They should
The
be able to get
stalker
some shots
is.
soon.
Where is the
There we
stalker?
go. Yeah, there's some ER large coming in now from the Stalker. But
Okay.
Luminous has actually just moved out of where the Stalker can see, opened in the rear, but
Yeah, yeah.
nowhere near
Just jump
dead.
over the top there. Yep,
Jangus is
that's a good
caught.
move. Yeah, Diegas is dead for sure. He's gonna go down very quick. Not
Yeah,
as quick as he should have, but he did go down.
Unfearing's trying to get out.
Luminius
I
needs
think,
to rotate out now. The other mechs need
oh
to push
yes,
in front of him.
59% peeking the corner. Leg is
Oh,
open.
the longbow blue is almost one touch in the rear. He's cherry red rear torso, probably from that stalker alphaing him. And
Gill
they need to keep
Squad.
rolling around this corner and get this charger. Can't let him escape.
Yeah, Gill Squad is
Yeah,
legged, so that's going down. Bad Cat's gonna have some
he's
real
done.
good damage here, getting some good farm in on this push. But in the
Yeah.
end, that's a lot of armor on the Highlanders.
Unfearing managed to rotate out. He might finish off this Highlander.
Where did they manage to get to? There. Oh, back up top. Yep.
He's gonna kill Longbow Blue if they communicate it
Looks
correctly.
like the 2 fire starters are aware of it and already coming. Luminous just got
No, they
legged.
saw it. Yeah,
Luminous got legged by Good Try in the Spider.
yeah. He
Um,
should get that leg. He should
but
finish it off.
Unfearing's gonna have a surprise and already open center torso. They're gonna get reared quite
Yeah.
quickly.
Is that a team strike that just went over him? I think it did. Team strike just fucked up the fire starters.
Oh wow, Archer got legged.
Yeah,
Unfearing goes
he got
down.
struck. The strike rolled completely over Archer from one of Omen.
So Highlander's legged, and one of fire starters is legged. Longbow blue, one touch in the rear if anyone gets a look at that, and Lavadashi's open orange on a leg. So Good Tries moving around 59%. If they win the 1v1 and still have legs, they got cap advantage for their team.
Archer needs to go get Epsi now.
He's
He's
lagged, but
decent
yeah, he needs to
in.
go.
No, he's right there. He can get it easily,
I
especially it's 50 kph.
Yeah, the 2 ER large probably not as valuable as the caps right now. I Red
No.
Panda's open yellow on the leg. So Mad Cat, I'm not sure what the damage is going to get that in a second. Villain's trying to reposition here. Very important to get that Stalker into a position because everyone else is so heavily wounded. Mad Cat's open yellow CT, 58%. So not actually that bad considering. And Longbow Blue gets picked out. Good try from behind.
Yeah, nice work.
Lavadash is about to get legged. Double legs are
He's
open
gonna
now.
die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stalker's got the angle.
No, I pretty much call this at the moment. I think for
Yep. Yeah, with
the yeah.
with the way the
The
caps are,
spider's
yes.
too the spider's too fresh as well.
Yeah,
And Red Panda's like just presenting himself for some reason to like every mech in their team.
trying to get damage out without taking damage because it's up to them to carry right now, honestly. But with that open leg, I don't think they can. Stalker's
Yeah,
getting into a position now.
Archer's finally getting Epsy.
Yeah, the more time that there is for that Stalker
Villain is
to.
sitting next to this cap. He should have got this a long time ago. He's going now, but he waited a little bit long. He needed to.
It's just, yeah, no, the Stalker's been repositioning, is finally getting there. And the longer that this goes, the more the advantage ticks in the favor of MESA, SWOL, AHNI, both in gaining range for the Stalker and chip damage potentially, and
We have
also the
gained
caps.
Epsilon. Kappa is under
Yeah,
enemy.
The
Panda's
push
doing the
needed
right
to
thing now.
happen, just continue happening, and it didn't.
Panda's doing the right thing now. He needs to go gank that enforcer. Mad Cat noticed him, so he's probably got seismic. He's looking
Possibly, yeah.
down. Oh no, he's trying to get the. He doesn't see him though. No,
He'll
he
he'll hear
mustn't.
the jump jets coming up though.
Yeah,
He's got
but
young
Panda doesn't
ears.
actually have jump jets to get up there.
Not enough. Oh, Mad Cat's
Yeah,
dropped
no.
though. That's something. Mad Cat's taking
Yep.
damage now.
Yep. Luminous is getting some chip on him. Panda should be able to finish him off. The
That's
Stalker's not in
probably an
position yet.
extra light engine beam. Well, you can light engine that. You don't actually give up
Will they get
much.
the spider? Will they get the spider? No, the Stalker picked up.
Oh,
Okay, it's over.
Firestarter's
GG.
leg.
It's GG.
About who dies here if Mad Cat survives or not. Good tries taking damage now, but sweep that leg. There we go. 67%, but nothing open on Good Try Spider.
That's all over. I thought Omen could have had it for a minute there, but then they didn't quite. They fizzled out. I think their problem was they overcommitted. So they got the good jump on Diegas here, for example. Then they got
Yeah,
around, managed to get Grill Squad legged and finished him off. But then they sort of kept pushing around and died.
you know,
I think they did. Yeah.
I think the Mad Cat in the player Mad Cat in the Enforcer is going to have a ridiculously high damage here. As soon as they round this first horn in the U, where JP Django's dead, Mad Cat Enforcer is back to shooting, and so it doesn't even matter that the Stalker doesn't have a sight line there until they round the second of the U's corners here, which is that's kind of where the next mech started dropping the legs and corpses. So it was a good move to make that cut to negate the Stalker's firepower. But even without the Stalker in the fight, I think the Enforcer is going to have a pretty good damage total.
Oh
And
yeah, I'd
I'm not
imagine
sure if
so.
the Highlanders had like
The
torso
enemy
pitch
has
issues
captured
getting
the
up there,
point
or
sources.
what the
We
problem
failed.
was, but
No, they were shooting him.
the Enforcer
It's
didn't
just
take. It's a
typical.
50 tonner trading against 90 tonners. Like I'd expect a little bit harder of a time trading there.
There was very little trading going on. It was pushing, and then they were focusing on mechs that they weren't trading against.
Yeah, okay. Damage
Like
isn't as high as I thought it might be.
yeah, well, as expected, it's a medium mech with long range in a spot that's easy to ignore,
Yeah.
while the main team was pushing. So that's the thing that you do ignore in that situation. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the VIP for me is good try in that spider, easily. A minute capture time, 2 kills, 4-3, 4 damage. Did a lot of like damage, like the whole time basically, just key damage.
Yeah,
And like
so
it's 1 light to 3 lights, and the 1 light stayed alive.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty key. So we're going to series scrapyard. Go. I guess I could throw that up on team damage. We got 61 points of team damage out of JP Django, so that's got to be an errant strike.
That was the strike I was talking about. It hit.
Okay.
It hit Archer.
Well, that was a
Smashed him.
interesting time to throw a strike in that direction. All right, I'm gonna pull up the map here. We got a little bit of time to fill. Gonna. So just a quick recap, I guess, and then the next
I'll
one.
be back in a second. Okay.
Yep. So this is Black Omen. Black Omen was on the blue team this time. They went initially toward Kappa, if I recall correctly. Saw that there wasn't anything there for them to push, repositioned to do a Theta, and made some sort of choo-choo train that was doing its thing to avoid the Stalker, which the Stalker, MESA SWOL AHNI put a mech up on a ridgeline trying to figure out which one was it. I think it's this ridgeline here. And they also had a Stalker. Well, that ridgeline's too far back, isn't it? I know where it is. All these features look the same, but it was over in that position. And then they had a Stalker back this place that didn't really have anything to do. They had to reposition that Stalker. And while repositioning, they had sight lines, which were very valuable. They had initial movement out of MESA SWOL AHNI where they went a couple next to Theta and doubled out, which they got caught, picked, all that jazz. Big fight. I'm going to put a big purple square over at the fight and the kill box. So basically, for anyone who wasn't watching, you're all watching. Why am I recapping? It was a required push. Again, mid-range versus range, and the range was doing a very good job there. A good push to move through Theta, deny the Stalker, force the Stalker to make a move. Cut here prevents the Stalker from its new position from being able to get any useful sight lines behind this ridge area. But the hills didn't chain fast enough. The Enforcer had a decent angle, some harassment from the Spider in the rear, and then Unfearing doing the sneak up with the Charger into Charlie 4, putting some damage down. And got a little bit of rear shots, got some legs, all that jazz. Ultimately just kind of carried the day there with lights. Now, how are my teams doing on the lobby? One of them is locked in. I'm going to switch over to the lobby view here. I need to check some other things. I've already talked about the map to death. So, on to Series Metal Scrapyard. There's a newer map. New competitive. I'm not sure if this is the first competitive league it's been or not. Audio's still going, stream's still running. And nobody's telling me that there are issues. I don't think. Okay, so we're going to series scrap metal as soon as these teams are locked in. So to me, this is just a map of wandering around dazed and confused until you stumble into the opposing team and you get wiped or they get wiped. But we'll see if Division B has a different way of playing it. I expect to see some of the light pilots at this level getting some good scouting on the flanks. Probably, some more of that Spider, or other harassing, maybe fleas or something that can get some intel, maybe a little bit of range poke out of Spider or Locust. Although I don't know if Locust is going to be good on this map. The rest of the team at this tonnage, we're going up to a tonnage cap of 425. I expect teams to max out. So if there were any Chargers left, I'd expect Chargers, but I think the Chargers are all used up. So what are they going to be bringing? Stalkers are gone, Chargers are mostly gone, Highlanders are gone for the one team. I don't know if the other team plays Highlanders or not. if they do, this maybe is where we're going to see them, and they'll probably play on the ridge lines. But some of these ridges are a little bit steep, can't climb very easy, which is where a Highlander with jump jets would come in handy. We might see grasshoppers here to use the jump jets to get up for that range, but at the tonnage that it's at, that might not use up all the tonnage. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, so caps are Kappa, Epsilon, and Theta, but Theta is the big one. I don't know if there's much back capping opportunity. The map's kind of narrow-ish and not that large, so unlike Emerald Vale, you can't just sneak by the opposing team if they go Theta. Doesn't have that same width. See how these teams do it? Growl was one of the guys that I played on with team with for ComQ. He wasn't on our team roster. He was just subbing in and out, and yeah, he
Okay,
was
I'm
playing on like 2 or 3 different teams during ComQ. McGraw was switching teams so often nobody can keep up. That's what I'm going with there. Yeah, we're getting into the match here. First of 2 on series metal scrapyard.
Here we go. Is there a deck where you can run the catapults here? I'm presuming there would be.
I don't know, 425 tons. It's 65 times 3, which is 195 out of that 425. That leaves a lot of tonnage for other mechs, but
Still got plenty.
yeah, maybe 2 atlases and a medium, like a Phoenix Hawk or something. With that, I don't know, what does that add up to?
It's 230 is the leftover tonnage, but you could easily run like six heavies even if you wanted to.
Yeah, you don't have to. There is a minimum tonnage, but there is some flexibility there.
No, but I mean 425 divided by 6 is what, almost 71 tons. So you'll fill up all the tonnage with 6 heavies. Let's see what they got though. We've got for MESA.
There's the Marauder
Annihilator
2.
1P, the other Crusader, Corsair with Gorse and binaries, mid-range Corsair. Osiris 1V, what's that got on it? 4 smalls, 3 SRM4. 3 light
So
peep, small laser, and then the 4As, 4 binaries, 4 meds.
that's some big boys out of big and slow mechs out of MESA SWOL AHNI. But
they're more mid-rangey again.
yeah, the Annihilator is going to have to find a campsite, but beyond that, they have a little bit more mid-range.
Yeah, they're mid-range again. Yeah.
So Nightstar with Gauss binaries. So 2 of those, or was there 3? Just the 2. RPPC Crusader.
No, they're both teams are mid-range.
Yeah,
In the end.
and
Yeah.
kind of makes sense for this map. I'm not familiar with a dominant trade position, so there's going to be a little bit of rotations from how I view this map, or a little bit of closing to a ridge that's maybe a little bit closer to Theta.
We have gained Epsilon.
These dervishes
Oh,
are
wow.
interesting. 4 SRM6 without Artemis and 2 light peeps each.
Yeah.
It's a strange build for me.
They're trying to trade at Pop-Tart, but they're not doing much damage, and it's a big mech. It's a fat mech. So the return fire when it's Pop-Tarting probably a lot easier than
Kappa is under enemy
it's not an
control.
urban mech in that regard, or even a Phoenix Hawk, I would say. Although I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I wonder if it's
Bounce
worth
might be.
running those dervishes. Instead, you could upgrade this quick draw to another assault and then run just smaller mediums or lights.
Yeah,
Mm.
is it a mech availability issue? They haven't used Phoenix Hawks, have they?
No, they've got a lot of mechs they could use, definitely. Assassins, Phoenix Hawks, Cicadas, like if you want mid-rangey sort of stuff, they've got
Vulcan used to be a mech that was used, but nobody's brought a
yeah.
Vulcan yet in either of the matches that I've been casting, so that's a hard fall from grace. No one's
Mm.
taken Theta yet. There is a little bit of a move here. Both teams kind of feeling it out, but we'll see. Good Try's going to make the go in that Osiris with the SRM small laser DPS build.
Yeah, they're shooting him. They're gonna
Yeah,
fake it.
just
Just
don't want
stripped
to
him
eat
his
a
shit.
Gauss rifle. That's the risk. The lasers you can kind of shrug off a little, but
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
okay. So it's been flipped successfully, and now it's going to be up to one of those fat dervishes to try and take it back.
Yeah, they don't have any cat bots, right? It's just
Yeah,
a bit weird.
no speed, no nothing to try and back cap, or nothing small enough to stand on there like that. Okay, so the Osiris is making short passes, and each time he makes a pass, he's getting a little bit of a tick, but he's not taking a
Well,
lot of return
unpairing's
fire. You
getting
can't do
shot.
that with a dervish.
No,
The
definitely
thing's
not.
way too
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, Omen's probably gonna have to commit again, I'd say, after a while. They got plenty of time. It's early days yet. Oh, Longbows doesn't want to
Yeah,
be there. What is he
longbow's
doing there?
extending. That's something I see
Yeah.
on this map, because these channels you don't necessarily have a good view of everyone, and then you start down one that you think is clear, and it's a long channel once you've committed.
Hmm.
Dervish for longbow, open leg. So that is
Yeah.
70%, but not a healthy 70%. And Good Try is threatening to put more ticks on that Theta as soon as Archer looks away. Oh,
Yeah, I
there's a
don't think it's
strike.
gonna
Strike on
matter.
longbow. Both legs open on that Dervish.
Yeah, he's not playing that very well.
Oh no,
Testiclops is.
Testiclops just got lit
Yeah,
up.
he's still okay. Yeah, he's alright. Wasn't a good trade, but it wasn't game ending.
Yeah, I don't. The positioning. They're making an advancement, but they're not gaining terrain that I would favor.
So Jenko's rotated off the flank back towards Theta, which I think is a bit of a weird move, honestly. I liked him more taking even more of a flank to get those peeps on the side to distract them.
What is this quick draw doing? Like I haven't seen much out of iRed Panda's quick draw yet. I'm wondering, they're not in a flank position where they can use the quick
No,
draw
no,
speed to.
he's been doing some work. He's been
Okay,
hitting the Crusader. Yeah, he's been going alright.
so they did have an alternate angle earlier. Now they're just kind of collapsing in a little. Crusader from near Salon, not doing all that
Yeah,
well.
Django's taking a nice flank now. He needs to make this work.
Okay, so that's a
Sam,
flank.
it's the same thing. Look at the Night Star and the Dervishes. They're all clumped here. Just
Yeah,
I don't like the positioning. It's poor
the
positioning.
map kind of seems to do that to filter people with the channels and the ridges to kind
Yeah.
of bunch together. Um, the ridges break up the sight lines so well that it's hard to get a flank on the
So
width.
Django distracted Unfearing on the left flank, but I think he didn't really do much with that. And now they're rotating to look at him. So
The Grawl might be caught here. Firestarter needs to start backing out. Well, now they're pop-tarting. I mean, here's the Night Star pushing up from Testiclops, but it's going to take a little bit to clear that ridge, and when it does, it might get lit up.
is Osiris putting pressure on Django on the side, and the Marauder backing him up too. Gotta be careful. Luminous is gonna get fucked up here. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, just peeked
He
into the
got really
Annie.
hurt. No, he's not getting picked up at the end. He got flanked by Unfearing in the Marauder foray.
Open center torso.
Yeah, he got messed up by the Osiris and
Longbow
Nomad foray.
blue, both legs open, still attached, but Luminous might be the first to go down.
Yeah,
But,
no,
there's
he's
halved.
He's getting hit from
Uh,
every side. Yeah.
yeah, even if they were alive, they wouldn't have any heat capacity left. Does
Mm.
go down. First casualty. Testiclops 70% still has all their armor. Theta's been decapped during this, but there is still a cap lead for MESA SWOL AHNI. Just the bleed has slowed. JP Django just took a big hit to the side torso, open side torso. Probably a light engine in that Crusader. I don't think they have enough speed to warrant an extra light. On Fearing's pretty beat up as well, open side torso, and that would be a light engine, I'm guessing, or could be a standard engine. But if it does lose a side torso, it will lose a lot of its cooling either way. McGraw's coming in to get the cleanup on JP Django. JP Django doesn't seem aware. And Osiris from the front as well diving. First shot does not take down the Crusader. Second one still does not. Third one gets side torso. That Crusader is taking a beating, 32%. I thought that'd be a quick, clean kill from the rear. Not happening, but that Crusader
No.
is effectively more or less out of the fight.
The game's, even though there's only one dead, it's
Yeah.
very one-sided at the moment.
There's a team that's been pushed into a box. They're down on caps and they're down on percentages. So
Yeah.
feels relatively safe to call this for a specific team at this point. I'll let the viewers figure out which team that is. Testiclops, open center torso, trying to deal it out here with a Crusader that's been armed, not legged.
And he's
So
pretty
that's
fresh otherwise.
somewhat relevant. Getting some backup here for the Testiclops from that quick draw. Quick draw is relatively okay still at 60-some%. Side torso just opened up. But the Crusader from near Salon is not pushing either, backing off, has backup as well from the Osiris. Testiclops has been halved. There was a wide torso got blasted there from a cross angle. McGraw's been legged at Theta in that fire starter. It looks like they are probably going to be going down to Archer here in a second. That Dervish build just seems very weird with how they played it. They didn't really make a brawl push, even though they brought most of their weaponry as SRMs. Just two light PPCs on a 55-ton mech. That's not cutting it.
No, it's very, very low. Super undergun. Even SRM6s without Artemis, I mean, is like not that great.
Yeah, you got to basically phase hug.
Mm.
So it's a
You
bracket
make it
build that
work.
didn't get into its optimal bracket. I like the light PPCs are almost a trap at that point.
Looks like they're going for the LFE. I just saw Archer with one side torso, so it looks like they're going for LFE speed, but sort of yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't really work.
Well, I read Panda,
Theta is
23%
controlled
in
by
that
the
quick
enemy.
draw finally goes down. The Annihilator is somewhat beat up, but here's the last fight. McGraw standing on top of the cap with their almost non-existent fire starter against Longbow Blue's single leg. And
The
McGraw
enemy
survives.
has tapped enough resources.
Yeah.
We've failed.
Nah, it wasn't a great drop for Omen, that one.
No.
I can't pick many redeeming things from their mechs or their play, unfortunately.
Yeah, they've got a chance to redo it.
Unfearing 1k damage, Marauder 4A. Just cleaned them up.
Wow. That's actually a drop win here.
Red Panda did well, 628 in that quick draw. But yeah, the Dervishes were, I think, the wrong pick. I would have liked to see one of them as a heavy or even an assault, and then a cat bot. I think that would have been much stronger.
Yeah, it feels bad to sacrifice all the lights in a drop deck, even at these higher tonnages. You still want to have some map control.
Yeah, well, MESA had 2 lights, 3 assaults, like strong assaults, and then a Crusader. I think their drop deck was much better. Liked it better. Much more flexibility. Well, that's 3-1 now. So MESA has the comp 1.
Yeah, that is the match win.
Yep, and now, but we just need to see if Omen can scrape up another win.
Oh yeah, It's been relatively close fights there. A lot of heavily wounded mechs at the end.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, I'd like to see the catapult push. I think that'd be strong in this.
They haven't used their catapults, so definitely is available. I mean, they took the dervishes here. The catapult would have been a straight upgrade in my mind if they were to actually commit to a push, which maybe with the Night Stars it wouldn't work out.
Yeah,
But
no, I think those
um,
dervishes were just a bad build, honestly.
so if they swap the drop some tonnage, bring in a light mech, bring in those catapults, replace the quick draws and dervishes, and then do something with that. I don't know what. Okay, so they're out of chargers. What would you bring as your higher tonnage, or just you were talking about just running 6 heavies? So what would you pair up?
Three Orions, 3 catapults.
Oh yeah, the Orion got mega buffed. That's right. You don't
Yeah,
need jump jets on this map.
You do not. Then you have 3 catapults. That's 420 tons.
You're
3
just 5
Orions, 3
tons light.
catapults, and you just full send it up the trenches. Yeah. I mean, they will definitely have problems with light with such a drop deck with light mechs, but any mediums and above, you could easily clean them up with that sort of thing.
Yeah, a lot of spread on the SRMs when facing a light mech, and those mechs are not particularly fast. They could get kited.
Yeah, and I mean, you could run the Orions would have some sort of LBX probably.
Okay.
So you could easily leg a light with those.
Can the Orion run like light PPC LBX10 mixed in with SRMs or
Yep.
something like that? Because the light
Yeah,
PPC against lights would maybe, with players who can aim, which Division B you would hope so, that might be countering a light other than Pop-Tart lights, but still be a big pain.
I mean, the other thing is, if you still got a charge left, you've still got 5 tons for one charger.
Yeah.
As well, so you can run that charge number 7 that's been very popular. So you did charge number 7 to Orion's 3 catapults. I think that'd be a nice push drop deck for this map. You'd run, yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Well, while the teams are, still working on readying up here, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to explain the team names because I think some people didn't quite understand what MESA SWOL AHNI was. I think the initial logo that was auto-generated there from a tournament organizer when the logo hadn't been submitted yet, it was thinking it was a MESA, and no, it's a MESA. So it would be something like look Annie, MESA SWOL AHNI, Jar Jar Binks style. A little bit of a reference there. So it's more obvious now with the team logos there. We've got a Sith Jar Jar there. Oh, and teams are ready, so we don't have to talk about it anymore. So
Great. Let's see.
Last drop coming in. So if I understand, I was trying to skim the rulebook earlier quickly. I think it's all about match wins and not about drop wins.
Yes. Match wins are first and drop wins are a tiebreaker. But drop wins are like second tiebreaker.
Okay, so they're playing for a secondary tiebreaker here right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's at stake here. So, a little bit anticlimactic.
No, they're playing for MC. You get MC for drop wins.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, they're actually playing for something that players might care about.
Yeah, ISC is always like a lot of MC for drop wins, like overall.
These higher div players are already, they had so much MC that they already owned everything they'd want with MC and they were banking MC. But now with the legendary mechs going to overpriced hero mechs, they probably have an MC sync to dump the MC that they're going to win back into.
I mean, a lot of the 5JD, not 5JX rather, the Omen guys, the new 5JDX dudes who are in this team. Some of them don't have tags yet, but whatever. A lot of them have not played comp very much, so
they don't have the MC. Okay.
Yeah, they could definitely use MC. So it looks like from We got pretty much a very similar deck. Oh, 3R large, 2R PPC, 5R large, any. Fire starter, 3 light peeps, 5 smalls.
Well, this is
Corsair, Gorse, binaries again, mid range. 1 catapult with 6 SRM6, see 1. And then the Osiris again from Good Try. Good Try's been playing really well.
trying to get that build. I'm assuming it's the same build. I'm just gonna assume it's the same build. Yeah, I'm liking the drop deck out of Black Omen a lot more though. It looks much more cohesive. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of Gauss, a lot of
Resource point
binary.
beta is ours.
If they can get the sight lines, then I've got a good feeling for them.
Again, no lights.
Kappa is under enemy
Yeah,
control.
high tonnage.
It's super easy to fit the lights in still.
Phoenix
It's
Hawk
not
this
that
time
hard.
though, that's kind of like a pseudo light, so they're not as um as big in
Yeah,
trouble in
it's
that
got
case.
snubs though, snubs and smalls, so it's not going to be super crazy fast.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not going to be a catbot that can take Theta.
And there's a little bit less speed on the MESA SWOL AHNI side with the two annihilators there. They're not known for their speed.
I'm wondering about this catapult A1
Yeah,
pick. I think
We
that's
have gained
it's gonna. I
Epsilon.
want to see if Grill manages to get some damage out of that.
I'm thinking it's your only SRM mech, and it's the only brawl mech that they brought as well, other than, I mean, they're Osiris, I guess, but are they going to get value for it? That's the question. I'm
Hmm.
thinking if they had like a medium X pulse catapult hero instead or something like that. They didn't use up the hero, so maybe they could have brought a jester with medium X pulse, or I don't
Oh,
know, something.
is Panda gonna get ganked here? No, he
There's
got
not
it
a
back
lot
on.
of threat either.
Yeah, yeah.
Catapult doesn't have pursuit for potential against a Phoenix Hawk. Oh,
I saw the fire starter in the US.
oh yeah. You know,
The
if
core.
the Phoenix Hawk thought it could jump the Firestarter, that could go backfire, but
Mm.
because I don't know if the catapult's been spotted yet.
Yeah, they got Crusader and the Corsair and Overwatch anyway, so that should be fine.
A little bit of work was being done
A
on the
better
flank.
spread, a better spread for Omen this time, but they're still
Yeah,
capped down again.
JP Django and the Testaclops were working a flank, but now they're pulling back. Looks like they've detected a potential counter push here, so they are rotating to the right, trying to stave that off. But
Omen,
that I don't think that push is
Omen need to
actually
get more
coming.
aggressive somewhere. They need to be more decisive, I think.
Caps are once again in favor of Misa SWOL AHNI.
Yeah. We've got the quick draw moving up to Theta, but I mean, it could decap Theta, I suppose, but it's a pretty big mech. It's a heavy mech. It's not a catbot.
Two Annihilators just kind of setting up a little bit on the flank here, making a slow advance perhaps from Unfearing. A little bit of space between these two Annihilators. The one Annihilator is kind of backed down into a ditch, no longer on a hill. So the sight lines aren't going to be very good from there, I would think. But these trenches again, maybe seeing 3Ks down a trench. I don't know. These trenches are curvy, but sometimes they're more straight than they look.
Yeah, so again, it's the same sort of thing that's been happening for the last few games. Omen doesn't have the cap advantage,
Yeah.
and they don't seem to be making any particularly good plays to be able to change that from
They're
being
kind of
from the
being
case.
outplayed in the mobility department, lights, mediums, that type of thing. Just getting the map control for Misa SWOL AHNI, and then that's being leveraged into uh, positioning and eventually
Like Testiclops,
into a damage
just
lead.
decap Theta right now. Like you can do it.
Longbow Blue is open side torso now. Probably a light engine, but still you don't want to lose that this early into the game.
Very slow game, and so I presume Omen are bunched up. That's only good if they're going to
Yeah,
push.
they were spread initially, but then they took their two mechs off the flank. JP Django and Testaclops have rotated to join the team. Two Corsairs are making some sort of
Panda's
move
going to get a
here.
back shot on this Corsair. Is he going to backshot DJ? Does he know he's
Uh,
there? Yeah, he did. He got a
there's
back
a
shot.
back shot.
Didn't really do much though.
No, didn't manage to detonate one of those Gauss rifles.
Balls.
That's
Yeah.
although DJ's got no backup and is about to get pushed. DJ is probably going to die here in a little bit. Unfearing and the Annihilator is coming in to back up, but that is a range
No.
build that is going to be knife fighting here.
No, they were there. They came to help him. Now Omen's pushing
DJ's
through
been
a trench.
halved
Yeah, the
now.
grill squad's got the catapult. He's right there.
Yeah, those strikes are
He
going to
gets
get
around.
value here. Everybody's so bunched.
Yeah, it's a bit much. DJ's still up.
Kill
No, he's dead.
Squad, both side torsos are open, down. XL
Oh, he's
engine.
XL catapult.
Yeah.
It's two
McGraw's taking a
down.
fair bit of damage. Unfearing's going to be the next victim.
They need to get a good try. He's open one of the side torsos.
Unfearing's got a lot of health. I don't know if anyone can see where he's at, though. And Hestaclops is going to get back shots if Unfearing keeps trying to retreat here. Annihilator does not have the speed to make any move. Nobody's getting
They
punished
found
while he's
Unfearing.
going down.
Yeah.
Luminous is open center torso. Lavadashi is relatively healthy.
One AR
Unfearing's
large left
been,
for Unfearing.
yeah, basically sticked. But Luminous could go
I'd really
down one
focused on
good
this
hit.
Osiris instead of the one AR large, didn't he? McGraw's open side torso as well. Villain's still pretty fresh.
A good try is coming in. That's a high risk maneuver there. I don't see any UAVs up. UAV at this point would be quite handy for both teams. But with these trenches. McGraw just took a big hit, 50%. Looks like he's still moving okay, though.
He's open both legs and
Oh,
both
wow.
side torsos. He's tanking well.
Good tries. Open side torso still, 62%. Trying to get out. Testaclops looks healthy, 48%, but nothing too important to open. Villain's gotten sucked into this fight. They don't have a sight line. This is not.
Red Panda and the Phoenix Hawk is still pretty fresh. That's a very key thing.
Yeah, I could clutch this
He's
out.
not open anywhere. Yeah.
Alright, looks like McGraw still not legged, which is remarkable. Longbow Blue is halved, 28%. Good Try's kind of back to the fight. McGraw initiated, and Good Try got themselves out, but that's now McGraw's been left to die. And Testaclops, 42%, but still going quite strong.
Yeah, and all his weapons are in the torso, so he's alright to chase Good Try. Gonna get his legs. Almost.
Yeah, 27% in that Osiris, but
yeah,
there we go.
Okay, and a good final win from Omen. So I'm glad that they see that's what they needed to do. They needed to do something.
Push,
and something was a push. You know, it's better to do that than slowly bleed out.
Yep. Definitely agree. So this is a 3-2 match then. That is nice and close. It is MESA SWOL AHNI that is coming away with their first win of ISC6, and Black Omen, they put up a decent showing today, but they're gonna have to try and pick up their win in another week. They get a drop win though, and apparently that's worth some MC, so good for them.
Yep. Yeah, pick up a bit of MC. And they're a development team as well. I've spoken to Django.
Yeah.
They're, developing some new pilots for comp and cohesion and stuff. So I think that's a big part of what they want as well.
It's a lot of veteran players that I'm seeing here. Names I recognize, but they're all from different teams, and this is probably their first tournament playing together. I don't know.
For most of.
Yeah, I don't know if more than 3 of these players have been on the same roster in the past. Like, this is a lot of different units, a lot of different teams that they've been on.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it'd be max 2. Yeah. Okay, well, nice match to finish off anyway. A bit of a comeback from Omen.
Yeah. That's up here.
A few heavy losses. We've got a lot of casts coming up right now. I think we've got like 4 casts or something about to start.
Yeah, busy North American evening.
Yeah, that's what have we got? We've got MW Leagues 3 is 2-8 versus BSC. These are all starting in 5 minutes, I believe. Then we have MWO Leagues 5 JDX versus Vigilance. It's another Div A, so 2 Div A team matches at the same time. And then your one's not starting. Your next one's not starting right now, is it?
It would be starting at 0300 UTC. So yeah, right after this, I'm getting into the next one. So I'm gonna be
That's an hour away, then. Isn't it?
no, I'm going right into the next one. I set it up for back-to-back.
Okay.
I don't know if you're sticking around or not. That's up to you. Yeah.
What's happened with this scheduling then? Has something happened with it? Ah, okay, I see what's wrong with it. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now, so 228s should have already been played, almost finished. That's what's happened. Okay, 5JDX and Vigilance are being cast, and then yeah, this one's going straight into it. Yeah, I won't co-cast this one.
Okay.
That's Op 4 and Aces Wild, right?
Yeah.
Yep, nice. Okay. Yeah, I see. And the other one that's being cast is a Division F. That's on MWX3. That's Hemifel. He's casting Seventh Sakura versus Nuance Value. I've got it. And I'll leave this lobby. Well,
Okay.
thanks for that, Therex.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by.
see you around.
And yeah, on to the next one. Yeah, so for anyone watching and wondering what's happening here, I am switching titles and switching inviting teams and whatever else because we are going on to the next match and I need to put up new team names and all that. So we're gonna do some title work. Just hang with me for a little bit. The overlays are gonna be screwed up for a bit. The opposing force, not alphabetical, so this doesn't help. And then we've got Aces Wild on the side. All right. My audio might be screwed up. No, it's okay. We'll fix it. Oh, I need to take a caster name, and because I'm doing a solo cast here, get that name out of there. Get that logo out of there. All right. And then I need to remember to do that for each scene as they come up. But hey, you guys can remind me, and then 5 minutes in the future or past or whatever, and then we'll fix it. Welcome here, professional casting. I am Therax. I'm doing another Intersphere Coalition Season 6 match. This is Division D, and the teams are the Opposing Force and Aces Wild. Aces Wild is the tournament host, organizer, whatever. Not Bob and Colin Farseer. Hope I got the name right. They are the guys who organize and write up the rules and do all of that admin work for this tournament. They've been doing it for a number of years, and it's a good tournament. We enjoy playing in it. We enjoy watching it, so that's why we're all here. Oh, I need to change the map and do a quick recap. There we go. So this is Inner Sphere mechs only, tech base, all that. So no clan weaponry, no clan technology allowed here. And it is a 6v6, 6 players on each team. We're playing 3 cap conquest, 5 drops, but you know, a little bit of a different weight limits. The first drop 275, second drop 375, third drop also 375, but the teams switch sides because got to keep everyone on their toes. And then the last drop 425 tons, which is the big tonnage drop. Both these teams were winless in their first week. Aces Wild had a 2 drop wins to the 3 drop wins of their opponents, which was the Storm's Lost Legion in week 1. And the opposing force, a little bit less close. The European Redcoats picked up a 4-1 win over opposing force in week 1. So both these teams looking to turn things around, get back in that winning column, see if they can make a push toward whatever it is. I mean, division championship or a decent placement. Both these teams are veteran, have been around for a while. Players that I've played against these guys before in previous league. So these guys are ready to go, and I will stop talking. But yeah, I played in a league in a division against these exact same players, so kind of cool. And there we go. Hopefully there's audio because I should have done things correctly, and there should be audio. Great. Need to get my screen. There we go. All right. How are we doing today? Did I forget something? I sure hope not. Not a radio cast, so we're good to go on that front. And that's kind of the big thing. Waiting for the players to spawn in, get in, all that. Yeah, Caustic Valley. The map that formerly was very moggy, and now is a little bit less so. A couple different ways this could be played. At this tonnage, I'd expect to be Brawl and also Inner Sphere only, but the map is actually okay for range. Maybe we'll see a range Overwatch mech or 2. Could see a range Receive, like a mid-range drop deck. Expecting the opponents to be pushing in with Brawl. I hope I have the teams correct on the team sides. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, great. So far today, there have not been tech issues that have affected the match. So hopefully that trend continues. And here we go. I'm going to be looking at Aces Wild in the red. Couple of quick draws. Actually, they used up all 3 quick draws. That is a chassis limit. So yeah, large X-Pulse times 3. And I'm assuming, yeah, all three the same. Here are the Vulcans. Okay, well, medium X-Pulse Vulcan. Good to see a classic mech return. Oxide, that is their hero mech for the drop, limited to 1 hero per drop. That was an SRM. And then a Locust, the energy variant with small X-Pulse lasers. Dances with Mask, a player that I've played with before in the past, I think on a team. Not 100% sure. I've been on so many teams. That was like 6 years ago. Opposing side, that is a Commando with a snub-nose PPC, small pulse laser backup. That is a lot of weaponry for such a small mech. Fighters got snub-nose PPC. They did not go with the large X-pulse laser, which is a little bit interesting. Javelin, heavy machine gun with medium X-pulse. That is a lot of tonnage there in secondary weapons. Probably running a little bit slower, but not a big deal. And a pair of chargers with large X-pulse lasers. X-pulse lasers very well represented so far here in Inner Sphere Coalition. Not really a surprise to anyone, I don't think, because they've got good DPS for this brawl type stuff. This is a triple stack of quick draws. One of them seems to have a little bit of trouble repositioning. Yeah, maybe tell your friend to move over so that you're not shooting him in the back. And we've got a push coming into this. This is going to be quite the push. Large X-pulse lasers are putting in the DPS. Looks like no one's been legged yet, but that push is kind of falling apart. Both teams are settling into just kind of a skirmish here. Looks like Jakey's taking a lot of damage. Not legged yet, but they are about to die. So there we go. Double leg. They're done. We could talk about caps here. Theta Cab. Wow, what interest. I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, look, the Vulcan's been legged. Kahuna Mahata is about to go down. Yep, double leg kill. What do you expect to see? Legs, 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 all day legs in this type of a situation. Large X-pulse lasers have stopped firing. Probably they've reached their heat cap by now, even after the cool shot's been burned. There's a cave here. Yeah, see? There's a little cave. Cute little cave. I don't know if everyone knows, but there's a cave here. But run a mech through there or not. And what are they doing? They're just resetting their quick draws. Fighters harassing with Stumbleless PPC. Stumbleless PPC does not have the DPS of that large X-pulse laser that I think would be the more standard weaponry on that Spider 5K at this point. Got good quirks for that type of weaponry. But getting out, almost double legged. Those large X-pulse lasers, all that pink and purple light show. I hope nobody's got sensitivity to light here, because yeah, and that type of weaponry can hit those the legs on those lights a lot better than something with like a binary laser with a longer burn time. Dances with Mask, limping toward death. But there's a lot of return damage going back to that Charger double leg down, and Dances with Mask is still alive in that Locust. Legend of Kalda versus the Spider. Spider's taking a big hit. Spider's leg, Spider's dead. Not Bob coming in. Looking for some cleanup here. Wake Owens going through the tunnel. Not Bob going through the tunnel. Let's follow him. I like tunnels. Isn't that fun? I think that's fun. Even got a nice paint job on that mech. Another kill goes down. We've got a Commando and a Javelin, and this is cleanup time. These quick draws, they're probably, well, almost double leg there. Got one leg, and Rivoste. Should know that one. I'm sorry. I took French lessons, but not like I was a good student or anything. They're going to get picked apart here too, maybe. One more touch. Can the Commando do it? Commando, yes. But now, can the Commando carry? And my answer is no. 39%, 36%. One of the arms is missing. Still has a snub PVC, lost a leg, and goes down. 67% in the Legend of Kelda's quick draw. Nothing open, but those legs are getting weak, so that is not a huge amount of survival. And then the Jenner has an open leg, so very close drop. Both teams kind of just doing a little bit of skirmishing, not really a full dedicated push for the most part there. Just a lot of pink lasers firing very, very rapidly. And we gotta wait for the caps to take out here. I should go refill my water. I'm starting to feel it on my throat. But we got more comp coming up, so maybe I'll take a quick minute while these teams lobby, and I'll tell my co-caster to do a lot of talking for me. That was a joke. I don't have a co-caster. I have to make my own jokes, so I'm sorry that they're really lame. Who won this one? Before I forget, Aces Wild. Nicely done. Yeah, I'm totally paying attention. And we've got numbers on a screen. I like numbers on a screen. I need to change the map. And the map is going to be Emerald Vale going forward. Emerald Vale. Not alphabetical. I wish it was. And over here, I need to change the map. Emerald Vale before I forget. This one is alphabetical. Just to make things extra confusing. The one is and the one isn't. Not that I'm complaining about things being organized alphabetically, because that, you know. What am I talking about? I was talking about damages. Damages. How are we looking at damages? Quick draw receiver line. Well, two of them put up big numbers. One of them did not. I'm guessing they got picked, but there's also some stacking issues there where maybe somebody wasn't able to fully participate. Double D on the Vulcan and the Javelin, both those mechs getting picked out fairly early when the teams were initially looking at maybe trying to make a push, but part of the team was pushing, part of the team wasn't. I don't know, maybe some comms confusion, or they hadn't fully identified what their opponents were, but those focus targets, the early focus targets, went down quick. Private Skittles putting up some big damage in the Charger, and rest of the team lower numbers, but you know that's how it goes. Well done. You know, I'm disappointed about team damage, but I guess that's what we get with Division D. These players are not dropping strikes on each other or shooting each other in the back. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it was chaotic, but not quite as chaotic as a brawl. So we'll forgive them. We'll forgive them for only having 13 team damage as the highest in the drop. Anything else I need to do here? No, I think I'm okay to go get my water now. I'm getting water. I'm back in a couple minutes. The teams aren't ready yet, so you know. Okay, I'm back. I got my water, and the teams are not quite readied up, so not my fault that this match is going to run late. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not making them wait, so. And there it is. We did it. We did it, chat. Did it, chat. Just like I'm like interacting with you, except there's a 5-minute delay, and I'm totally not. So, yeah, any issues, put it in chat, and maybe I'll see it in 5 minutes, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm from 5 minutes in your future, but I don't know the future at the time I'm communicating with you, or something. Well, here we are. We got a drop, and it's happening. So we're on to a slightly higher tonnage limit, 375 for both teams, and 3-cap conquest, inner sphere mechs only, chassis limits, all that. Look, if you're watching this, you've probably read the rulebook, or you're playing on a team. Well, you probably didn't read the rulebook, but who are we kidding? Team leaders don't even read the rulebook. Like, casters don't read the rulebook. I don't know, do referees read the rulebook? Yeah, team captains should, and one or two other players on the team should as well, but my experience, that often doesn't happen. I did skim it quickly between earlier casts and now to try and go over those key points that might have changed. We got a sweet little emerald veil. Just like Blood Gulch, I don't know why anyone's fighting here. Like, red team has a base and blue team has a base, but who cares? Like, what, if you win, you have 2 bases, but does that really matter? What's the tactical objective here? There's no in, there's no out. I can't see any resources here that anyone cares about. I mean, there's a lot of trees, but what are these buildings for? What kind of installation is this? Why? Oh, look, now we got dropships coming in, so we can talk about something else. Teams are fighting. We got a very valuable resource here. Aces Wild is going at it with Op4, and they brought some autocannons. Well, there's no ammunition replenishment here, so hopefully they brought enough ammunition to kill the opposing team, because, oh no, look at this, look at this. Okay. Yeah. Look at this, look at this. Look at this. Oh wow, not Bob. Not Bob, known for his fashion. Organizing a tournament and leading a team, and probably in that order. So well done there. Everyone else just looks kind of boring. Well, I haven't even checked. I'm lying. I have no idea. We got a cicada on the field. Where's the cicada enthusiast? Are you in chat? Start going mad for your boy in the cicada. Way Owens, bring in the styles. Hatchet Man got to go club down those trees. Chargers. Hatchet Man. The Hatchet Man builds single Stumbles PPC, triple SRM6. That is
Resource point Theta is
a bit of an odd hybrid. Not really ideal from pop tarting, but then it's also, they probably want to brawl with it. And just the Stumbles PPC providing a little bit more DPS than something like triple small laser, or giving some more tactical flexibility. Crusader's got light PPC, heavy PPC is not going to find anything up there. They're just taking the cap and then returning to the team, I guess.
Kappa is under
Kind of
enemy
an escort
control.
for the Marauder
We've gained
2
Epsilon.
with the ERPPC Gauss combo in case it needed an escort, but it didn't. So take the cap and return to the team. The one dedicated trade mech versus all this DACA. This DACA is going to have to push, because even though they've got a really good receive type drop deck here, against what is mostly brawl, that Gauss PVC stuff, that is something they can't just ignore and shrug off. So there is going to have to be a push here from Aces Wild. There we go. They're doing the drop. They're moving up. I don't even know if they saw the Gauss peeps before they did that drop, but they saw that their opponents were not going to be pushing into them. So either way, they have to make a push toward Theta, because you can't play a DACA receive when your opponents have 2 caps and just sit on 1 cap and make fun of them or something in chat. I mean, you totally could, but it's not going to work. Nobody's gonna fall for that. This isn't kindergarten. What is... No, why are you still up here, Crusader? I'm sorry, I got questions. You don't have range.
Affirmative.
Okay, I tried to jump into cockpit. There we go. Yeah, optimal range of 621, and they're looking at 900 meters to the center of the map. Like, I don't know. I think you need to move up. Join your buddies up here. Do some pop-tarting much closer up, like behind this generator pipe tube thing. Do we have a push? We do have skirmishing. Is it going to turn into a push? It has to turn into a push. A lot of damage going out. Oh no, the hatchman getting caught on that corner. Takes it to the rear, goes down, extra light engine in the rear. Unlucky. Well, I'd say unlucky, but that corner also had it out for them, so unlucky. Charger's getting to pick to pieces, goes down. A lot of DPS there, and they're missing the Crusader from now moving up. Yeah, trying to get in there to try and help out. Opposing force is getting kind of pushed pretty hard here at the moment. Big strike, big strike. What did that do? I don't know. The strike, it probably did spread damage all over a mech. Javelin, open side torso, dances with mask. That will be an extra light engine on that Javelin. It will die if it loses that side torso because, you know, it's all inner sphere here. But, oh no, don't want to lead that push necessarily ahead of your team that far in advance. Probably want to hold off another 5 seconds there. Not take such a beating. 53%. One more sweep on that side torso, and dances with mask will go down. Will go down. Come on, guys, just one. All right, dances with mask getting away with it. Bakey getting baked. Ha. Legged and going down. But the kill's being returned. Legend of Kelp. That was an extra light engine on the Hatamoto Chi. I am offended. I am straight up offended. I did not realize that they would be doing that to that mech. All right. Is not Bob's going to be as well? Not Bob powering down. Not Bob doing the respectful bow here to his opponent, the Crusader, but not respect being returned. And looks like wrap-up time. Very heavily damaged mechs, though, and if those are extra light engines, then maybe, but they're just farming the dead guy, stripped guy, and the Cicada here. Well, Cicada getting double-legged. I mean, very dishonorable. Javelin with the leg missing. Again, the legs. Everybody's shooting legs. Limp into a cap. If that's an extra light engine, Ravaste is almost dead, but it'd have to be from the rear, so maybe not. And, you know, Black Widow almost legged. Yeah, good fight, good fight. I'm very, I gotta look at this mech some more. Except now it's all battle damage. Well, not showing up on my screen.
They've taken Epsilon.
Yeah, that's some styling points there. I mean, I don't really mind, Pico Moss 99's mech either. You know, it's a unit paint scheme. Ravaste also rocking it. And then, well, this guy's got something different, but yeah, paint jobs. Some people spend time doing it, some people don't. Oh, yep. Well, remember that mech that got caught early? Yeah, unlucky. I think the terrain for those buildings are a little bit funny on the corners. A little bit funny. I need to switch teams. I'm all busy doing other things. Where's that guy who at the start of the drop, he's all, wakey, wakey. Apparently I could have used that here. and switch the overlays before I forget. So now the overlay is going to do the side swappy thing, and I got to switch scenes here because I'm not even talking about the damage. Should I talk about the damages? Yeah, let's talk about damages. Legend of Kelda goes down but puts up 334 damage before that extra light engine detonates in their side torso, taking them out. Very disappointing team damage. Not Bob in the lead with only 11. I don't know if these guys are even trying. Black Widow, they were alive at the end. They had their legs still attached. I don't know, only 198 damage there. Just didn't, maybe not aggressive enough. Ravaste putting up 758. Nice damage total. Very nice. But I'm going to also mention the Javelin here from Kodiak BS. They might be streaming their perspective on Twitch. I'm not going to check. I'm going to go check. I'm not going to lying to you. I'm checking that. I know that they stream, and sometimes they stream their matches. So are they streaming right now? Yes, they are. You can go watch Kodiak BS underscore TTV. They are streaming their perspective, and they just put up big damage in that Javelin. So, go check that out either after this match is concluded or whatever. I mean, look, the guy just did 471 damage in a Javelin. Go give him a follow. And opposing team, we got the double D. Other than that, standard damage numbers. I mean, Private Skittles 482 in the Marauder, putting up some good Overwatch damage, but their team just kind of lapsed and didn't pick up any kills. So, story of the match. I had audio issues earlier, so hopefully I did everything right and it's all good now. I guess let me know in chat if something's not something at some time. I see somebody else is getting an interview in. Interviews are a thing that I hadn't been doing. And then, some teams want to, some teams don't. Sometimes there's something to talk about. Sometimes they're trying to rush off to the next match. And today I was rushing off to the next match this time. Didn't earlier. Yeah, okay, so Kaylee is watching. Kaylee is the Cicada player. Also streams. So shout out for Kaylee. And they're the Cicada players. So there was a Cicada and they're here to see it. I don't know if somebody went and tagged him in a Discord to quickly come watch or something, but there was a Cicada, so good to see that they got to see it being played in comp. I think they're on a comp team yet too, so they might be playing a Cicada in comp themselves, because I think they're pretty much a one-trick pony with the Cicada from what I understand. You find a mech you love, why play anything else? Looks like maybe there's some adjustments coming out on the teams. They're taking a little bit of time here. Change up their drop decks, change up their map strat. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not in their team comms. Do we want to talk about the map? Was there anything to talk about? It was kind of just Overwatch with other stuff versus a receive deck that had to push, and the receive deck that had to push managed to pick up the kills quickly. They had the DPS, they got that push in. I'm still offended about that Hatamoto Chi having extra light engine dying from the side towards the destruction. But there might have been a good reason for it. In the end, their team won. I'm going to check the stream audio, make sure that I know things are messed up or were messed up, and I hope they're all good. Teams are still doing something. I'm not going to rush them. I got all evening, kind of. All right, looks like Team 1's going to lock in here. All right, Team 1's locked in. Just do. Alright, are these teams ready yet? Ah, they're almost ready. I'm alt tab, so I gotta like alt tab back and alt tab and alt tab and there we go. 375 to 370. Ooh, the 5 tons light here on Op 4. I don't know if they can pull this off. I'm gonna feel bad now if they actually lose. I don't think it's the tonnage. Just clarify. Unless if they lose, then I'll blame the tonnage. And they can too. I gave them a free excuse there. Da-da-da-da-da. Emerald Vale. Now known as Blood Gulch because I'm of a certain age. And anyone else who is of a certain age will probably get that too now. I'm looking at the opposing force, and I do have the overlays correct. All right, good. Thanks for double checking. LBX 10 on that Phoenix Hawk. They took the hero over, the more standard build. What exactly was that build? Are they going to get value from that? Like, okay, so the one hero per drop limit isn't that important. I don't think heroes are, any better than a standard mech for the most part. But I kind of think that Phoenix Hawk might be worse. They're only running 5 ear large on their stalkers, the opposing force. We have a skirmish at the center here. Can I check builds? Or are people going to be dying here? Well, better play it safe, just in case. Medium X-Pulse heavy machine gun on that Vulcan. I'm going to have to check that mech because I think it's got some insane quirks for machine guns, and it got those before X-Pulse lasers were introduced. It might be something that, maybe. I'm gonna go check mechs here because I think I've got a second. Oh, look at Not Bob. Not Bob rocking another beautiful, beautiful mech, playing the range with a huge range quirk. That's where their hero got invested. Corsair with range and Grasshopper with range. So this is going to be trade versus trade. But opposing force are missing an ER large off of their stalker build, in my personal opinion. Does give them better cooling though. So if they got pushed, maybe that's what they're thinking. Triple Phoenix Hawk squad here, but their theta is being, well, they're trying to get it, but the ER large keeps tickling whoever's standing on the cap, so nobody can get that. If they can't have it, they're not letting their opponents have it either. That's their attitude. I'd call it a bad attitude to have, but it's competitive play. So all these sweaty tryhards just ruining it for each other. What do we got? Crusaders decided to move up. Yep. I made that comment earlier about the Crusader with the standard PPC type setup, or the light PPC, heavy PPC, same range as standard PPC. They don't have the ability to really deal meaningful damage in a ridgeline to center type engagement, and definitely not ridge to ridge. They're just out of range. Okay, ridge to center, they're dealing meaningful damage still. It's maybe 2/3, but they could be more effective closer up, playing on the back of this ridge line here, doing a little bit of Pop-Tart garbage or something like that. And they've got plenty of buddies here to escort them. Phoenix Hawks doing the Pop-Tart as well. They could get a little bit more spread here, perhaps. They're not going to be pushing, I don't think. So they could spread to have more angles when they jump up. A little bit harder to return fire. Not Bob's taking a beating. Banshee's got lots of quirks, but it's for armor. But it's also got kind of Terrabad hitboxes, so I don't know Terrabad, but poor. Oh, Dance's Mask is playing up tight. He's not got his buddies backing him up. Not quite. And I can't Pop-Tart either, so I guess it makes sense to just get your back up against the wall here, where you're not going to take damage until someone hard commits for you, and just trust that they can't hard commit for you. Yeah, a little bit of trading. Crusaders got bigger alphas, but who hits the shots? It's a larger target as well. We're probably going to get a bit of a stall here, which caps are now going in Ace's Wild favor. They've gotten Theta flipped. Kodiak has taken a strike. Well, took a strike, didn't take much damage. Continued to do those trades. Ravaste is trying to mix in some medium X-Pulse. I think they're out of optimal range. I'm going to check that. Can I check that? 337, and come on, give me that peak, give me that peak. I want to know that range. 460 to that, so they're doing probably 2/3 damage there. A lot of exposure time required with the medium X-Pulse lasers, but if they can just get in and out without taking a hit, every little bit, every little bit. What else? Is there something we can talk about? Let's go see. Let's see. We can talk about Stalkers. How are the Stalkers doing? They're taking damage, boss. Okay. That's not a surprise. Oh, they're also firing. They're taking damage, dealing damage, and racking up some heat that then rapidly dissipates. Is this a push? No, it's not a push. Way Owens is sitting. How's their ammunition situation looking? 34 shots remaining. Plenty of ammunition left. But they're being still and quiet and silent, and nothing happening. Okay, let's go look at Not Bob. Not Bob. Looks like the Stalkers are winning the trades. It's a 2v3 situation, and I said they were missing an ER large, but they are landing the shots better, I suppose. Not Bob's open center torso, whereas maybe he needs to back off the trading a little. He has way more range than anyone else. There's like a 25% range quirk in that mech. Jump in that cockpit quick. 1087 optimal range. Now what are these Stalkers' optimal range? Nobody's engaging, so I can quickly jump in a cockpit over here. Nobody's gonna die. Yeah, so he only has an 80-meter advantage. I guess T-Comp maybe isn't quite as large in that mech. Percentages on the trades are very similar. It's a 59% in 56% here in Private Skittles. Not Bob's only a 67%, but Not Bob had an open center torso. Private Skittles is about to lose an arm that has 1 or 2 lasers in it, depending on where the 5th laser resides. Whatever yeah, you know what I'm saying. No, you don't. Yeah, not quite the trade situation I'd expect in a 3v2 trade best, but I might have been a lot of shots going toward the center as well, but the percentages are making it, percentages are maybe close on the trades, even though, or not as disfavorable, even though the damage location maybe was disfavorable. Okay, there's a stack. Are the stack going to do anything? Yes, the stack has decided it is time to advance. Do they see? No, they don't even see Dances with Mask. Dances with Mask comes alive on the flank, and Way Owens got legged by the range Overwatch, I do believe. I didn't even know their leg was that low. 64% and no longer mobile. How is that? Crusader's going in. Crusader's going in alone because, whoa, that push just fell apart. Okay, Bakey's pinned. Bakey's pinned and almost legged. Way Owens is legged. Bakey's about to get legged. Dances with the Mask diving in. Kodiak BS coming in to get that second shot on that leg when the Phoenix Hawk had turned or been turned. And they're just going to clean up the kill. Yeah, good call. Good call. It's legged. It's kind of out of the fight, but it's also easy to pick off. So, and Crusaders are walking back, and the Overwatch is putting in damage. They did have to make a move at some point, and Ace's Wild just had the damage lead, cap lead, so opposing force. Dances with Mask getting caught. Dances with Mask, he dies to collision hitboxes on terrain. So the map is now 2-0 against players. Way Owens goes down. They weren't moving. I don't know if they're disconnected or just kind of shield or what was going on there, or if they were stuck on terrain as well. I have no idea. Looks like Kodiak still has both legs. They're smoking. Side torso is open, 65%. That's going to be an inner sphere extra light engine because, that's what you do in a fire starter, unless you're doing something weird. Yeah, they got 2 kills to 2 kills. Legend of Kelda went down in all of this. What happened? Where's the corpse? Grasshopper open center torso. Not Bob was the guy who was open center torso earlier, and that Corsair was fresh. Did I miss like a self detonation or something? No, that looks like front center torso to me. Don't know what happened there, but something happened. Phoenix Hawk, the last one remaining, is doing some dancing here, and 54%. But I mean, Kodiak BS is also very, very low. Again, they are streaming their match from their perspective, so if you want to see that first person, you know where to go. I'd love to give you more first person, but the spectator bugs out all the time, so it is what it is. I'm already messing with it way more than I usually do. Phoenix Hawk finally leg goes down. All she wrote. Caps are heavily in favor of one team. The Stalkers are going to have to drop because they have to do something about caps, but it's just accepting it right now. That is a lot of heat damage there on Private Skittles. Let's see if we can look at paint jobs here while he's walking up. Now he just painted it white because he wants to blend in on the map. What a bunch of tryhards. Like, the higher the division you go, the less the paint jobs start to look nice. You guys get more MC for customizing their mechs, and what do they use it for? Painting themselves to blend in with terrain. All right. There we go. The Stalkers have made it to the front lines. They're shoving up on Theta. Those Stalkers are healthy enough, and these lights are beat up enough that maybe, but they still have to go for a cap. Right now, Kodiak BS should be trying to get out of here to go for the cap, back cap. Does try to make a move, does not make it. I mean, they were so low. But Ravaste in the Vulcan also doing the same thing. They're going for the back cap because they know what they're doing. The paint jobs get worse the higher the divisions you go, but the aim gets better and the tactics also get better, generally speaking. So Division D, what I said to go to the cap. I was just praising him for some tactical fortitude here, and then they go and bleed a bunch of armor trying to like deny Theta cap for a couple of seconds. I mean, okay, yes, your Grasshopper's also moving up. Grasshopper's going to get some back shots, but it's ER large Grasshopper. It's not going to get like a rear kill, is it? I don't think so. I don't know. Well, okay, yeah, they're going for the cap now. They're going to take the win and not go for the kills. Do the Stalkers even have a chance after Theta if they picked off the Vulcan and then marched to Kappa? Yes, I think they did. So that was playing with fire, but didn't get burned. The Grasshopper's dead. So what? Doesn't matter. Stalkers now don't have the ability to get anywhere, and this Vulcan does. So GG. Look at that. He's so low, the game thinks that torso's missing. Like, wow, you have an arm but not a torso, because that makes sense, But yeah, that's how low that side torso is. If you want to look inside the cockpit here, it's cherry red. And it'll show up as soon as they fire, then the game's going to be like, wait a second, that torso's still there. As soon as he fires, I tell you. This is a 100% replicatable bug in a spectator. There's a couple spectator bugs that I could replicate 100%. Fuck, come on. It's just a little. I'll give you a little push. Here, I'll push you. I'll give you a little push. All right, ready? 1, 2, push. I don't have a physical body. I can't push. All right. So I guess we're gonna see survivors here instead of dead mechs winning on caps. Okay, so the other Stalker was going for the cap point. I don't know if they would have made it or not. Private Skittles, if they had taken the other pathing, I don't think they would have made it anyways. So it's yeah, and the Vulcan's gonna be like circling to Theta or jumping on Private Skittles and picking out that side torso, he capping the Stalker and then dancing on their corpse while maintaining the cap. I don't know. But it was a close drop. Close drop. The push didn't work out for the opposing force. They went in maybe a little bit late, or I mean, they did it because they felt forced, and I guess they were winning the range trades, but not enough of a margin. There, you just saw it get destroyed, but didn't show up first because he didn't fire first. Wow. All right. Here, let's get everyone dizzy. Oh, I was gonna get us all dizzy watching their first-person perspective there, but that didn't work out. So, Private Skittles survives 22%. but in the end, Aces Wild picks up the win. Drop that in there. Drop that in there. Things ready. Flip the scene. And there we have it. Kills don't matter because the points don't care about that. So, we have survivors, but it's no tragedy for either side to have survivors on their opponent's side. That's not what matters here. Okay, we're going to a different map. I'm going to do that. Not switching team sides, I'm just switching maps. And yeah, okay, and then I need to remember to switch this map. This one's alphabetical. The other one isn't. Okay, there we go. Series metal scrapyard. That's a mouthful. But we're still got the damage screen up here, so let's talk about damage. Damage, team damage. 7 team damage in the lead there for Bakey. Again, very disappointing. Top damage, we got Private Skittles putting out an 890 damage, picking up the 4 kills and 6 components as well. Very strong performance in that regard, and I'm going to say the same for Illusian, putting up 600 damage as well. They were winning the range trade in a 2v3 scenario, but again, their team didn't win, so kind of all for naught way that it goes sometimes. You farm big damage, your team loses. Not Bob putting up 580. Legend of Kelda putting up 704 before going down. Didn't pick up any kills though, not for either of them. Tula Matata. Did I call them wrong before? I think I did. Anyways, rather low damage number for a ranged trading mech, but I guess they didn't have the hitboxes in the terrain so they could do side peeks or whatever. So yeah, damage. Vulcan's got decent damage there from Voste. Kodiak BS, again, I think they're streaming first person perspective. Not that I'm telling you to leave this channel, you can watch it later on the VODs. But putting up a decent 398, picking up a kill. All in all, good drop. Well played, everyone. And I don't know, do you guys want to look at maps? I don't think we want to look at maps, do we? No, I don't want to look at maps. I looked at maps already today. I don't even know what to talk about on Series Metal Scrapyard. Like, I don't understand that map. If you do, send me an email. Alright, I was all quiet there. I was drinking water, checking the stream, doing all that kind of stuff. These teams are almost ready, but not quite. So they want me to talk about the map, but I don't know what to talk about on the map. I could talk about how it's kind of dark. You can't see very well, but I think it's improved a little bit from how it was. The other thing I was talking about earlier, different stream, or same stream, different match. Maybe it was the other stream. I don't know. I watched a bit of comp today. Mechs kind of just get funneled into these channels. The ridges, you rock up and down, and it pushes you down, and you don't want to stand up there getting all shots. So you kind of like end up dropping into these channels, and then You're like, well, I think it's safe to push, and you start pushing, and you start pushing, and then all of a sudden, like, you walk into like 5 guys seeing you, and you get blasted, or you made it halfway down the channel, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody's popped or hardened up, or got good sight lines peeking the ridge, and you're getting crushed. And you're like, I gotta get out, but you gotta go either forward, which is death, or back, and then you take a lot of damage and you die, and you're like, well, I can't go up or down. Yeah, that's that map. I don't know how to play it. So if you figured it out, let me know. But I think it just naturally funnels you into death kill boxes or something, which makes you, well, obviously you should just stay on a ridgeline. Yeah, okay, great. And then you're like skylining on this ridgeline. You're like looking this way, and all of a sudden you get peeked from like something out here, and you get blasted, and your mech's like half dead in one alpha, and you're like, well, I guess I should drop into a trench, and then you get filtered in a trench, or you're up here and your buddy's over here because you get some spread because you're playing range, and then like you get blasted hard, and you're like, well, I don't want to go into the trench, so then you like back up on the ridge, and then your buddy gets pushed, and you're like, well, I can't see to help you because like it's slightly too steep to get up, and then he's dead, and you're like, well, what are we doing here? Yeah, that's my understanding of the map. Obviously it's wrong, but so if you know how it's wrong, you could explain it to me. I haven't figured out the map. I've also only been on it like a dozen times or something in quick play because I don't really play quick play anymore, and the map doesn't get voted for. So I think it's the first time it's been in comp, and I'm not playing in Intersphere Coalition Season 6. I've played in season. I played Season 2, I think, and then I missed a season, and I played Season 4 and 5, I think. I've played in half of the Intersphere Coalitions, but not the other half, and this is one that I'm not playing because I'm taking a little break. Didn't feel I was able to commit to a team. So it's dark and everything's the same color, which like it's worse than dark in that regard because but I just went through terrain because I keep doing that. I'm sorry. I'm very not professional today. Are we having fun? Oh, we got Orions. We got Orions on the field. Alert, Orions. A mech that I did not love. It just got a major buff though. Maybe I would enjoy it, but I think I still would not enjoy it because the reasons I don't like the mech aren't really to do with hitboxes or armor or anything like that. It just mounts and speed. It just doesn't. So they have a little bit of Pop Tart. Oh, the Dervish has snub-nosed PPCs, not light PPCs like we saw earlier in a different match. A little bit more punch on that mech. A little bit slower perhaps, but or more fragile. Could be either. A little bit of Pop Tart, not much. They're just looking to push here. Opposing force, they know what they're doing. They're doing is running big, strong, well-armored mechs down somebody's face. They got scouted though, I think, by the Firestarter. Firestarter running small X-pulse lasers, not the standard small pulse. And Shadowhawk running a skirmish build. The Annihilator running autocannon receive, not trade. So that'll be interesting. That Panther's undergun from Kodiak BS, but he brought laser AMS, so that's where some of that tonnage went. 2 tons to be specific. LRMs, it's a possibility on this map. Division D, I would bet against it from of the opposing force at least. The other Annihilators, okay, there were 2 Annihilators or 3 Annihilators? 3 Annihilators, so 2 of them are AC2 ERPPC. They're trying to climb up a hill there. Legend of Keldon needs to get in position. And the other one's a mid-range Annihilator, needs to be a little bit more close up, perhaps. Theta got taken early, but nothing else did. Now, yeah, okay, Epsilon's being taken, so this is going to be a cap lead. Provided Dances with Mask can maintain the Theta cap here. I mean, nobody's anywhere near cap for the opposing force, so it's going to be 2 caps to none. But that's not really going to matter. They're just going to push in. They are pushing in already. They are in a channel, and they can't back up, and they can't go forward, and they can't pull off to the side to get cover. And they're getting shredded by that AC2 because those Annihilators found a way to get a ridge line with sight. Unlucky. The channel push got spotted. Now, if they'd gone down a different channel where there weren't sight lines, then they could have gotten them a lot closer, and maybe it would have worked out. Victor, Dragon Slayer, it's a hero, triple heavy PPC. It is, I missed that earlier. So they do have a little bit more Pop Tart. I don't know, is there a quirk so they can fire all 3 without Ghost Heat? No idea. Dances with Mask was maybe fishing for a kill there on the Orion. It would take a couple alphas. Wow, Bakey's in the open. Rounded a corner, and there they all were. But the Shadowhawk is also there, and open center torso for Matata. Peiki goes down. Lots of armor, but end of the day, it does still take damage. Damaged Orion's leading a push here. Where are the rest of the team? Illusian goes down, and another Orion being sacrificed to the Daka Annihilator receive line. Although two of these guys have fallen into a trench where they wouldn't be able to support if the push was coming from a different angle. But the push is not coming from a different angle. Victor goes down. Yeah. Look, I don't even know if it's a drop deck or strategy issue. I think maybe they just picked the wrong channel to push down, and it turned out to be one that had sight lines. Whereas if they had pushed down a little bit wider or something, maybe there wouldn't have been sight lines. I don't know. Or did Aces Wild? Did they do some really good prep here? The Shadowhawk's not moving. Are they powered down? I think they're powered down. Can we see anything if I turn off the glow? Not really. Even if you had cool paint jobs, I wouldn't be able to tell because everything is black.
We've gathered enough resources.
Like Metallica got their way here. They managed to paint it all black. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm a little bit sorry, but not enough to really stop doing it. There we go. That was a drop. Not much to see here, unfortunately. Uh-oh, I'm getting a whole bunch of pings. I'm gonna have to check. It's something that I did. Maybe my stream went down. Wait, what? No mic? No mic? Are you kidding me? Oh, no, it's going through. What are you talking about? Okay, I don't think I'm getting pinged here, so this doesn't matter. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Alright, I gotta switch team sides here. Whoops. Okay, I think somebody like left lobby or something while I was about to click on them. Okay, I have to do lobby stats. I have the thing up. I think you can look at the scores. Actually, Aces Wild is kind of running away with it right now, which is a little bit wild to me. See, maybe opposing force can pull one back here. There weren't any 5-0s last week, so here's hoping there's no 5-0s this week. And go opposing force because currently it's 4-1, and we don't want that 5-0. So pull one out for me, would you? There we go. Did it update? It updated. Now I'm going to jump over to, I don't know, do you want to look at maps? People want to look at maps. I don't even know what to talk about on the map. That's why I didn't want to. Okay, let's go through damage real quick. It might take a few minutes here. Yeah, okay, so there was a pair of Annihilators with Daka doing receive, and then another Annihilator with like slightly different Daka doing receive, and they all pounded everyone to bits. 861 from Ravaste, Not Bob with 900, and Legend of Kelda pulling it up short on the damage end in terms of Annihilators with 765. So I wonder what happened in that drop. I think the Annihilators did some damage maybe into like a push. You know, the Orions pulling up double digits, two of them. The other one gets 300, but I mean, look at the damage. I don't know. What do you want me to say about the match? Let's look at the team damage. The team damage. Top team damage. Dances with Mask. Puts out 6 damage. That's not even a strike. That's like, you're a little bit more than just rubbing legs in the drop zone. That's what the one team damage is. But like 16 damage, you like had half a tail end of a laser burn. Like you quickly swiped off your friendly or something. I don't know. Like, do better. Do better. Both teams do better. Show me some team damage, like some actual real team damage, just for maps. I was supposed to talk about maps because people want to see maps. All right, here's a map. So instead of talking about a replay of, oh look, they walked down a trench and they got blasted. Actually, I think it was this trench, and then they got blasted. What are the alternatives? I like Pop Tarts, but at this tonnage, which is a 475, 425. Check the rules. 425 maximum here across 5 mechs. A little bit. They don't have summoners in the inner sphere. You know, they're having to make do with second best Pop Tarters of like grasshoppers, Crusader's pretty powerful, but they already burned them all in previous drops, almost certainly. They don't have Highlanders, and the Highlander can't Pop Tart anyways. Okay, well, they have Inner Sphere Highlanders. Come on. I don't know. What would you Pop Tart with in like a heavy drop like this? So you've got those Annihilators doing the receive stuff. If they were, traders against them, but the Stalkers are all burned. Some of the Corsairs are burned. Um, so, AC2 DACA loses to Pop Tart, but and this map with these ridges, I think it's great for Pop Tart, but we're not seeing it. There's no Shadow Cats available, so there's limited amount of endless kiting. So you want jump jets and an ability to work the flanks. That's what I think you want, but flanks are a little bit narrow. And what are you going to send out there? I've seen okay, so teams in other matches have been really up on the quick draw, a lot of quick draw. So maybe quick draws on the flank, working out down here, escorted by, Phoenix Hawks. Although one team burned Phoenix Hawks in here, maybe both teams did. I wasn't paying enough attention. I don't know what do you do here? One thing they haven't used is the catapult. I don't think either team has used up their catapult. So you could do triple catapult and just push. Except it's a little bit faster than the Orion push, a little bit more fragile, but it's got jump jets. So maybe you can jump over a ridge or come wider or something so you don't walk into a triple annihilator or something. The annihilators are also all gone now for Aces Wild, so up for they might have some flashback nightmares about that later tonight, but they don't have to worry about it for this next drop. Well, that was talking about the map. We did it, chat. We talked about the map. And the teams are ready, so we're just gonna drop it. 415 to 425. 10 tons. It's not zero, but it's also, like what, a half of the total tonnage. A quarter of a percent, right? 425, missing 10 tons, was it? Yeah, I can do math. And if you believe that, I have a bridge that's for sale. What do we got? Aces Wild coming in. They're wearing the red pants today.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource.
Look at that dropship. And here they come. Phoenix Hawk. There we go. Pop Tart. Blackjack. Arrow. Arrow is a popular mech. Large X-Pulse and light machine gun. Yep. Okay. Firestarter. Also more Pop Tart. Atlas. Oh yeah. I forgot about this mech. How come I wasn't seeing it earlier? Well, that is 16 large X-Pulse lasers on 3 big slabs of meaty metal, and we'll see what they do. Ace is Wild going to be pushing. Okay, so the Marauder 2 with Goss and Peep, and then another Marauder with Light Goss and Peeps. Wait, Light Goss triple light PPC? That's not the build. It's supposed to be ER PPC. What is going on here? But definitely taking a lot of dedication into range trading. Stun-nose PPCs on that Thunderbolt, another Blackjack Arrow, both teams bringing that mech, and then 2 catapults. So They have some range trade, but they're gonna have to find a position for them and then play under that range trade because they did not get Theta. They tried, they did not get it. Thunderbolt took a little bit of damage, nothing meaningful there. Pop-tarting with that Thunderbolt. The 10 SE has Mask and Jump Jets
Target
and
spotted.
ECM. So very mobile for 65 tonner. Trying to make something happen there. We're hearing some Gauss rifles. Yep. Okay. The build's just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what that build is. They need to find. Their success depends heavily on that Marauder 2 finding a. That's my view here for the opposing force, which we are officially cheering for in this drop because we do not want the 5-0. Large X-Pulse Atlas is standing tall and a lot of pink. Oh, that arrow took Gauss to the center torso. Probably Gauss peep shot to drop it 11% all to the center torso. Nicely sequenced on the release there from our Gauss peep player. I'm guessing that was, well, how do I pronounce that? Char E-Days? I don't know. Yeah, what's going on here? What's going on? It looks like map control is going the way of the opposing force, but at some point they're going to have to dedicate those catapults, which have been spotted, into some sort of a push. Right now they're just getting flanked and harassed with Kodiak BS. Putting a little bit of chip damage, not much, but 2 light PPC, 2 light PPC, 2 light PPC. It adds up, and it forces movement, which they did not want to push, so they made a rotation. I don't disagree. Oh no, they're in the trench. They got sucked down into the trench because they couldn't stand up top on the ridge lines, and now that Marauder 2 is open center torso, and they're not able to do anything. They don't have jump jets. They can't, they have jump jets. They might, but they can't pop tart. Other Marauder, open head on private Skittles, so something ripped him open there. We've got mechs naturally filtering into a kill box. There is a side transfer here, way Owens can make before they take too much damage getting out of that trench. There we go, but they're pinned into a corner. And the 2 Atlases are dominating on the ridgeline now. They've forced everyone else down into the channels, and yeah, map control definitely in the favor of Aces Wild. Percentage is going in the favor of Aces Wild. The caps are ticking. It's very slowly ticking. Somebody should go get that second cap and just, but why not just be in the fight? Private Skittles has lost most of their weaponry. They're down to a single light PPC. Yeah, and there's the push. Bakey's in. Bakey's dead. And who's next? Because this is a kill box, and that's every channel on this map just filters down into kill box. Side torso, extra light engine destruction there. Kodiak VS coming in with a rear kill. Again, they're streaming. You can watch their first person perspective over on their channel later on. Don't rush over there now, but you can check out their VODs later. Get that first person perspective that I know some of you are itching for. And Dances with Mask. Oh, that, picked up a kill there. Opposing force picking up some kills this drop. Can they get more? And that is the only question remaining because they're down to very little weaponry and in a terrible position. Once they got forced down from their Overwatch mechs, they're just in a kill box and there's no way out. It's just how the map works. I have not seen a team show me a different way. So yeah, you gotta figure out a way of either getting in a push undetected, or you gotta figure out how to control the ridges, dominate the ridges. I think that's it. Aces Wild ruining their tournament, and we were all praising the seeding last week, and this week Aces Wild putting out the dominant performance here. They played, both these teams I think played in Division C earlier. Now they're both in Division D for this tournament. Yeah, looking at this damage screen here, Atlases 690, 760, 728. Like that is a big Olmex doing a big stand and putting out damage. And the opposing side, Marauder 5M criticized the build, but the guy put out 550 damage with it. So what do I know? The other Marauder putting out less damage, and it's 2 versus 3, and those large X-Pulse lasers have the range to compete with what was being done there. So I guess the Atlas is just, they managed to control the ridges. Maybe if they were positioned further back with the Marauders or spread a little, to force the Atlases their sight lines to multiple locations, because the Gauss Peep doesn't require DPS, whereas the large X-Pulse laser does. So the Atlases have no choice but to just stand up there, whereas the Marauders can maybe try to hill rock or hill hump or peek from behind cover. I don't know if the slopes are gradual enough to allow that, but that might have worked. And then the rest of the team, the two catapult 1As or A1s, they didn't get anything done. It's a mech that requires a full commit push. You either have to find a flank where you can kind of time it with the rest of the team and roll in, or you have to do what they tried to do in their previous drop with the Orions and just full send 6 in, just run down a channel, hope that there aren't DACA annihilators or large X-Pulse Atlas is waiting for you, and try to get the win that way. But in this particular situation, they got scouted, they didn't find a flank, and there wasn't a full send option because of the range overwatch, and it was kind of just already over by the time they tried to find a way in. It was a desperation move, you know. I don't know, maybe a drop deck issue, just not focusing on one particular thing. They had some Pop Tart, they had some DPS, some Brawl, and some range Overwatch, and isn't cohesive enough. I don't know. You know what? These teams, they're figuring it out. They're trying things. They're making it work, making it not work, but they're doing things. And end of the day, well played. Thanks for showing up, giving us a match, and yeah, Ace is Wild coming up with a big cleanup. That's it for the stream. This was Therax. I didn't ask about interviews. I don't know if anyone wants to do an interview after a 5-0. And thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting MWO Comp. And follow the channel. Stick around. We'll more comp coming some other time. I don't know if by me, but by somebody else. Anyway, have a gooder.